gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks. Did you see?
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
It's the grand reopening sale at Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off 540 in Salisal. Come take a test drive. You're entered to win a Cadillac we're giving away. We've got a full row of great savings and cars you could test drive as part of the manager specials.
Yes, you know, the manager specials, they're cars that have been here just a couple days too long. Our loss is your gain. Come and see us. You know, this is the grand reopening sales event, so we've got some additional money allocated to where we can take some losses on those cars. So come and see us, Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford. We're giving away a Cadillac, Tommy. I mean, come down here and see us. Go on a test drive. All you got to do to get entered, go on a test drive, and you can even get a new F-150 with up to 10 grand off and 72 months at 3.9% financing right now.
Plus, it's the biggest inventory you've had in years.
Yes, I mean, this is combined inventory from our Fort Smith location and our Salisal location right here in Salisal, America. Let us make you a deal. Let's make it happen.
Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford, the grand reopening sale, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of showers, a few thunderstorms. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s. Tonight, clouds and showers, and overnight low will drop down into the low 40s. And then mainly morning showers on Wednesday. A high will be into the low 50s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
We come here to win. We never expect to lose.
ESPN 95.3.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Even one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Caller text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Oh, boy. How many of you, just like me, are dragging today? How many of you aren't even real baseball fans but stayed up late because you just couldn't pull away from one of the all-time great games ever played in the sports history, never mind just the World Series? Great to be with you at 11:01 in the morning on a rainy day, at least outside my window in the home studio. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston. It's halftime, and good morning, Matt. Man, I wouldn't say I'm out of it, but I'm definitely pulling a little bit of the sleep out of the corners of my eyes today. The Dodgers and Blue Jays kept me up way too late, Matt Jones. I feel a little bit hungover, and I had absolutely nothing to drink.
Happy Tuesday. Yeah, they played games 3 and 4 yesterday, so they were ready to go, man. How cool. I probably went to bed before you, Phil. I fell asleep midway in the 7th inning when the Blue Jays were up 1, so I didn't see it. Shohei hit his home run in the 7th to tie it up. Definitely did not see Freddie Freeman win the game for him. 6 hours and 39 minutes for that game. Wow.
And by the time it was over, I mean, I was in and out. It's 2 a.m. at that point. I had taken myself from the living room to the bedroom. I'm lying there, and it just was. I should have just gotten out of bed and stood up to watch because that's kind of what that game felt like. But at 2 a.m, even in a riveting ball game, I was a little bit in and out. I will admit to being asleep when Freeman's home run cleared the fence. I wasn't asleep when Ohtani's second home run cleared the fence. And I'm thinking to myself, watching that pitch be thrown, no, not there. They get a meeting on the mound just before the at-bat. You're up by 1.
It was like, don't look down. You know, like when you're climbing up some of the stairs or just climbing up a mountain. It's like, hey, don't look down. And what's he do? Throws a meatball.
Pretty much, yeah. The one place you don't – I guess there's a lot of spots in the strike zone. You want to keep it away from Ohtani, but that may be the last pitch he gets inside the strike zone for the rest of the series. That'll be it. Yeah, there's a lot of levels of this game. But it feels like it starts with Shohei Ohtani, like basically everything in baseball right now.
Well, we were talking earlier, and I don't know if it was the NLCS or if it was the World Series, but I remember Barry Bonds being walked in a playoff game with the bases loaded.
That'll happen here.
That's what I'm going to say. You I don't think you can pitch to him unless you want to walk him in the way where you're pitching him the outside part of the plate, and it's kind of a intentional, unintentional walk type thing.
Which is what they did, I think, in his last plate appearance. But you're right. If the opportunity were to provide itself later tonight, and keep in mind, this is also a guy who's going to be the starting pitcher too.
How far you think he goes? 5 innings at least? I mean, what do you think he has in the tank?
That's what I'm wondering, and I have no idea. I've never seen anybody that was a designated hitter for a 6.5-hour World Series game then go start on the mound literally the same day. That makes it somewhat unique. Yeah, I guess it's not like any pitcher that's throwing the next day is going to go home just so he can get some sleep because you want to be there for your teammates and, be around for the game. But he would have had that option in that case. Hey, you're starting tomorrow. Maybe you don't want to be up until 1:30 in the morning. Go home. Take yourself, have 3 melatonin. Make sure you wake up, get some sleep. You're starting tomorrow. Oh, but he's the designated hitter. And basically he was a designated runner for the last 5 plate appearances because that's all that's going to happen. Yeah, the same thing would happen to Bonds. Is the ultimate respect would be getting walked with bases loaded intentionally, but I felt like I saw ultimate respect already to Ohtani because every time he comes up, he's the winning run. In the 9th inning, all those other extra inning plate appearances, he'd be the winning run if bases are empty, and yet they still are putting him on base. And it's not like they're facing some slouch behind him either. There happens to be a Hall of Famer and then another Hall of Famer behind him. So I've never seen anybody get that kind of treatment before, but there's a reason why he gets that kind of treatment.
74% of the time when a series is tied 1-1, who wins game 3 ends up winning the series. I bring that up to ask you this, and that was my tribute to Aaron Torres. I just bring that up to ask you this. Advantage Blue Jays though, because it went so long, depleted bullpen for the Dodgers. Maybe is that if you're clinging to something for the Blue Jays, what are you clinging to? Is that something you could say to?
I think you're clinging to the idea that the Dodger bullpen, how much is left, but then what's left in your bullpen? What's left in terms of your lineup? They've probably lost Springer for the rest of the series to an oblique strain on that last swing. Who knows if Bo Bichette?
That's a 6 oblique strain. You're not coming back from that.
Now, I don't know if it's been diagnosed exactly as that, but you know when you see a guy
I've had
for
it.
The side,
it's too tight. Like. You can't move it takes 4 weeks before you can really move that again.
I don't know if Bichette. I think he's kind of the idea of him is questionable today. So very well may end up seeing a little bit of this is one reason why. It's not like the reason the Dodgers won, but the Jays are playing for the 1 run each time, 4 different pinch runners taking out one of the better hitters on that club. I love baseball so much, Matt. Only in baseball could a guy like Alejandro Kirk be a multimillionaire and be one of the stars of the sport.
Repetition, baseball. That's the thing. I was talking to someone. I said that's the only sport he could play. He's not a big, tall enough. He can't play football. He couldn't play basketball. It doesn't mean he doesn't have eye-hand coordination. But his body type, basketball, you got to be built like a pterodactyl.
Looks like he would be ready to, beat Kobayashi in a hot dog eating contest. Never mind be a starting catcher and a guy that can hit some bombs too. But they take him out of the game because you want to get somebody faster. He ends up getting thrown out of the bases. You take Bichette out of the game. Kind of Falefa comes up in a few situations where you need a hit. He's not a hitter. Nobody that they're going to replace Springer with is that great of a hitter. And the Jays needed to win yesterday. So I'm not going to tell you the World Series is over, Matt, but I think the door is closing. I really do think it's closing. But what a game. What a game last night. Now we get to see if we have to stay up late again tonight. And part of the amazing aspect of all of this is that Ohtani's getting Barry Bonds treatment, and then he's going to go be the starting pitcher tonight, which I still have trouble wrapping my mind around that. But 18 innings is crazy. And, I'm keeping in mind, Matt, more than probably most other college football players, what it's like to play in a game where it takes all your focus to literally just be able to continue playing at the level you were for 3 hours prior, because you played in a couple of football games that went 4.5 hours.
Well, 7 overtime, 6 overtime, 7, and then 2 my senior. Every year up there at Arkansas, we had an overtime game. But, some of those were extremely long. And one of the things we had, though, and Coach Nutt was really good about it, and if you look at our record, we won the next week. Every one of those games, we won the next week because Coach knew how to take care of us. And I don't think you get to go home and take 3 melatonin, but you have to practice a little bit different that week because you're not. It takes you an extra day. It take about an extra day or two before you're like, okay, you feel like on Tuesday when it's Thursday, and then he did a real good job about making sure you didn't exert too much in practice, but being more mentally available.
I just also wonder how those guys are even able to get to sleep after last night.
You can't sleep after. That's the other thing. I can never sleep after a game. I can sleep any time in the world at any place. After a game, it takes you a couple hours to go to bed.
Well, especially one that went until, I guess, the final pitch would have been thrown out around or after midnight Pacific time, and then there's a huge celebration. There's all the post-game media responsibilities they have, and you don't even get out of the ballpark for another 90 minutes after Freeman's home run clears the fence, so then that's 1:30. Then whatever it takes to go home. You're always fighting traffic in Los Angeles no matter what time of the day it is, so maybe you don't get home until 2:30. And then you're like, oh, my gosh, we got a game later today. I got to go to bed at some point. And I'm pretty good at forcing myself to sleep. But then again, Matt, I've never played in a 6.5-hour game. I just broadcast one before. And then I was so exhausted I could barely speak, so I fell asleep on the bus headed back home.
4 hours was when you would get there for a football game. Phil, basketball maybe not so much. What's baseball? What's their normal? Is it 4 hours before first pitch, or because you got to get there and get your treatment, get your cold tub, get your hot tub, take BP, do all the stuff. So football game you wanted to about 4 hours or so was about 3 hours. You're kind of pushing it.
3 hours about the minimum, I think.
That's because you just got to do your routine. So I was wondering, baseball is about the same 4 or 5 hours before first pitch. They got to
leave.
So you have to be back by 11 o'clock this morning.
I don't know if I'd say 11 o'clock this morning. Let's see what time is the game.
5 o'clock California time.
Is it? Well, so yeah, I guess like 11 or 12 o'clock, maybe a little bit after that.
Eat lunch. You want to eat. There's one of the things Dean Weber taught me. It's scientifically there's a time when you want to put food in your bodies to maximize your potential. And what time is that? And it's usually 4 hours before the game you want to eat.
Well, I remember when Arkansas lost in the 2017 regional to Missouri State. Remember, that was the game that went from Sunday into Monday morning and ended at 3:30 because of lengthy rain delays. It was an extra inning game, but I remember not going to sleep until 5:30, 6 o'clock. They had to play at 6 o'clock later on that same evening, and it was a pitching-dominated game. The batters just seemed for just a little bit off. And if your timing's off as a batter, man, you're not going to do very well. So who knows if that's the case today, but you do. I mean, you feel like you know what you're going to get from Shohei Ohtani, but then there's the wild card of being the DH for 18 innings. And you don't know what you're going to get from Shane Bieber, who's the Blue Jays starting pitcher, because he's been a wild card all year long. So, but my estimation would be, you would think because both teams are depleted with their bullpens that you're going to get a lot of scoring. But I have a sense the batter's timing is just going to be a little bit off today. So it'll be a little lower scoring than you may expect. Well, that's the start of the show. Heck of a lot of baseball after World Series game number 3. Of course, we had a basketball exhibition last night. Hogs were trailing at halftime. Matt outscored Memphis 57-30 in the second half and pulled away for a win. And for both exhibition games, super freshman Malik Thomas came off the bench and was the leading scorer with 23. So I know the game got started a little bit late, and seems that the Hogs got started a little bit late themselves, but I think the athleticism won out in the end.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't see. Was Malik Thomas the Springdale kid?
No, he's from Pittsburgh.
Acuff's the Springdale kid?
Sealy.
Sealy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Acuff is from Detroit. Sealy is from Springdale. And Malik Thomas is from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this basketball team. I've seen 0.0 seconds, to quote your boy, the UNLV coach right now. But I will. As soon as it gets going, I'll be watching a lot of basketball this year. But I can't really. The World Series is on. I can't watch an exhibition basketball game.
I watched a lot more of the world. I flipped just a little bit back to basketball, but I was completely enthralled with the baseball game yesterday. Halftime on a Tuesday today. Bill King, Nashville Sports Radio, coming up at 1:15. Hall of Famer Clay Henry, also now Emmy winner Clay Henry, joining us at 12 noon for a couple of hours. Gonna have to just give a little bit more room for the introduction for every segment when we have.
Do we call
Clay
him
on
Double
now.
H today? No, because I guess it starts with an E, huh? Emmy. I'll come up with something.
We'll figure it out for him. And we'll have Alyssa Orange coming up in about 15 minutes, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and lots of time for calls and texts as we go throughout halftime today on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Stay with us. Halftime's right back after this break.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee. This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Ryan McGee, ESPN.com senior writer. Marty and McGee. Squeeze play or red zone?
Squeeze play. Squeeze play is like a drug for me. Like I've never done drugs, but I kind of get it because when they go to that quad box, I was texting Mike Rooney and Chris Budden and Chris Burke and Matt Schick going, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Weekdays from 9 to 11.
Only on ESPN 95.3.
And hitthatline.com.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Bow season is underway, and the Arkansas Alternative Firearms season opens October 16th. Jelco Outdoors has all your muzzleloading and straight wall cartridge supplies. Check out the CBA Scout, Bronchi, Ruger, Savage, Tika, and Winchester straight wall rifles in calibers 350 Legend, 45-70 Gov, 360 Buckhammer, and 400 Legend. Jelco has the largest selection of hunting clothing, footwear, and hunting supplies in the River Valley. Get ready to go deer hunting at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level. For you, learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. How do you know what actually works? With a 4.9 star rating from over 1.7 million client reviews, you're in good hands with BetterHelp. Talk with real qualified therapists, not AI. Wellness shouldn't be overwhelming, and therapists can help figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a screen detox. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/score for 10% off your first month. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. How do you know what actually works? With a 4.9 star rating from over 1.7 million client reviews, you're in good hands with BetterHelp. Talk with real qualified therapists, not AI. Wellness shouldn't be overwhelming, and therapists can help figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a screen detox. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/score for 10% off your first month.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. And so I come to you, my love, my heart above my head. Though I see the danger there, if there's a chance for me, and I don't care. Oh.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Interim head coach Bobby Petrino at his Monday presser, getting set for the Mississippi State Bulldogs this Saturday. And this was one question he was asked about getting Arkansas back to double-digit wins.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question in my mind that Arkansas can do that, and Arkansas will do that. I mean, the revenue sharing now is something that I think helps Arkansas in that aspect. And the one thing that's going to happen is we have a whole group of seniors that are going to be gone, and there's going to have to be a lot of recruiting from the portal.
Also, Coach Petrino was on Chuck and Bo this morning. He was asked the same question.
There's no question in my mind that you can do it here. It's going to take a lot of work. Flip the roster quickly because we lose so many seniors off of it. But the resources are here, and we've got to give the boosters and the fans hope and show them that you're committed to play and perform to a championship level.
The answers were almost identical with the exception of pointing out about where the money comes from. The first answer was about revenue share. And that's not the thing that's going to get Arkansas to double-digit wins. Everybody in the SEC is dealing with basically the same revenue share dollars. It was the second answer about the boosters, keeping them happy. And the fans, too, because fans are boosters at the same time, just of a different size or a different percentage of money, I guess. And that is, I think, more of the target, is that if it's Coach Petrino, if it's anybody that's coming in here, is that they've got to excite the boosters to where they're the ones that are spending money on bringing in some players specifically, because the revenue share was the thing that Sam Pittman and Hunter Yurachek were pointing to about getting to on July 1st, and it turned out it was not enough. So it turns out it will take more money than just the revenue share, which I guess we kind of know that now, and I think Bobby Petrino knows it too. But it makes sense to ask the last coach who helped get Arkansas to double-digit victories if he thinks he can get it done again. I don't think the question was, can he get it done again? It's a matter of if it can be done. It's just, Matt, things are done differently now compared to when Bobby Petrino ran the Razorbacks the first time.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation that we're in because, if you're going to let go of Bobby, you're probably not going to get a guy that's as good as an offensive play caller as Bobby. So you're trying to see, well, does he have kind of his fingers in the portal pies, so to speak? Can he get a couple guys like number 17 from Auburn? Can you get some people that you got to have some dudes that can make plays, and we don't have enough of those. So can he recruit and go pull out some guys and figure it out, or do you go younger, more energetic, more enthusiastic type of coach, got a little more pep in his step, but then who's going to call the plays? Probably won't be as good as Bob. It's kind of a hard situation Hunter's in to try to figure out what is the next step we do with this program. Where do we go? Is Bobby the answer? I don't know.
I don't know if he's the answer either. And
is there a better answer out there, I guess is what I'm saying. Who if we go somewhere else, is he going to be as good as a play caller? Is he is he a better recruiter? Is he better at something else? You have to have a strength, and that's what I'd be wondering.
It's my estimation is that you would be good at quarterback, that you're going to get a certain kind of an athlete at quarterback, that the offense will have playmakers, because there are playmakers here on this offense. I mean, I don't think it's a matter that you don't have enough playmakers offensively. Now, look, they got shut down by Auburn, but I think that's a really good Auburn defense. To me, that's not indicative of, Bobby called a bad game or it's a bad offense or Talon, who knows if he'll have another one of those games with 3 interceptions, but it is a good offense. It's a matter of you got to have enough money to spend it on both sides, that you should be able to, if you got to, because another thing he points out there are all the seniors that are going to be leaving the team once the season's over. And I mean, maybe that's great about how many seniors are on the defense and will leave it because the defense hasn't been very good, but you're going to be replacing a ton on offense as well. So, you're going to have to still spend money on both sides because you're still going to be rebuilding the offense just the same as you will the defense. Look, Talon's out of eligibility. Mike Washington, my assumption is he's draft bound once the season's over. There's 2 fifth-year seniors on the offensive line that are starting. I don't know how many of the receivers also are on their last year of eligibility. I think Omega Blake is. Does Rohan Jones have another year of eligibility? Is he already putting enough on tape to get looked at in the draft? You're going to be rebuilding both sides.
Rohan Jones' thing will be, what is his height and weight? Because talent-wise, yeah, he can play. If he's 6'1", 205, which that's kind of what he's not playing on Sundays. Like he just sorry. It's just he's not big. But if he's 6'4 and a half, 250, then he would play. I don't know if he's big enough. I'd want to know what his height and weight is, because is he talented enough to? Yes, but he might not be big. I mean, who's he going to block at that level?
We're also going to have to spend money to keep him if that's an option, because I think he's certainly put enough on tape.
I like
to interest
him.
A lot of my schools in this league.
One of my favorite players. I thought he was a senior this year, but he is one of my favorite Razorbacks this year for sure.
So you're still rebuilding both sides. You're not going to have this second year of running the Bobby Petrino offense with a quarterback unless KJ Jackson gets thrown out there in this next week and wins them the game, and the next thing you know, he's starting for the rest of the season. Who knows? Maybe he does get out there. But all that of the narrative coming into the season was all the returners on the offense, specifically the quarterback, and what that does under Bobby Petrino. Well, that's not going to be the case next year. No matter, because Talon doesn't have eligibility after this season. It's NFL, CFL, or whatever is next for him.
He's going to play football. He can make a living playing football. I 100% believe that Talon can make a living playing football, and you make 7 figures if you're a starting quarterback in the CFL. I don't know where his draft would be. My comp to him is like a Brady Cook. If you're looking at his size, his height, his speed, things he can do, there's coaches that will see 6'4", 4'4", if he's a 4'4", and they'll think I can work with that. So I think he will. He'll get a shot. If Spencer Rattler's starting NFL games, Talon Green will get a shot
at some point. Yeah, I was looking at the box score from the World Series game last night, and there are no Razorbacks that are in the World Series this year. And I can't remember if there are a lot of guys that have even played against Arkansas, because I don't remember any of them except this one name, and it's Will Klein, who was the hero in the bullpen last night for the Dodgers, throwing 4 scoreless innings to get the win. Read a cool story from Jeff Passan from the post-game celebration in the locker room later on. 91-year-old Sandy Koufax walks into the clubhouse and goes right up to Will Klein's chair where he's sitting and extends his hand to him and thanks him for what he did. Maybe the greatest living pitcher still in Koufax. But Klein was the starting pitcher against Arkansas for Eastern Illinois to begin the 2020 season. We barely even played any games that year because of the COVID shutdown. And Klein was the Eastern Illinois ace, who later got drafted. I think he was drafted by, he was drafted by the Dodgers in the 5th round and kind of worked his way up. It was the Royals that drafted him. He pitched in Northwest Arkansas for the Naturals. And I remember, I just remember the name and that Arkansas played EIU that year. Heston Kjerstad and Christian Franklin hit back-to-back home runs against him. This is a guy who had thrown 15 major league innings all season. That's his major league career. I mean, he's a guy that's been bouncing between AA and AAA. He's literally the last guy in the Dodgers bullpen and throws 4 scoreless innings. He's a nobody. Nobody knew who he is, and gets the win. And he was the starting pitcher against Arkansas opening day 2020. Alyssa Orange will join us in a minute from the Varsity Vibe podcast. We'll see what's going on around high school football. And, hey, Alyssa's a Dodgers fan, too, so she's probably wiping the sleep out of her eyes as well. This is halftime, and we're back in just a moment.
I've been fighting for these kind of games, exhibition games, for 10 years.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah. We just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the bet back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small.
Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561
or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Neil Young is getting old, searching for a heart of gold. His only number one song is the number one thing most people get wrong. We tend to think we're as good as gold, but in Jeremiah 17:9 it's told, the human heart is desperately wicked right from the start. The Holy Spirit will rip you apart, but then give you a new heart. Mine for the treasure of Jesus written in the scrolls. Otherwise, you're chasing fool's gold. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Reputation. New generation. Bad reputation.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
And here is Alyssa Orange, the host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, joining us every Tuesday on Halftime. And are you just waking up, Alyssa? I was able to actually sleep past 7 o'clock, which is rare. But if the game didn't go to 2, that wouldn't have happened.
I actually had an interview scheduled this morning with Coach Brad Harris at 8:30. So I was awake, barely functioning. But yes, it was a late night, but a happy wake-up call this morning.
All right. Brad Harris, huh? Winningest coach in Benton's history, 84 victories, and plenty more on the way.
Yeah, you think so. They're just playing really well right now, coming off a shutout win, and they've got a West Memphis team on Friday that's winless in conference play, and Benton's had a really successful season, and Coach Harris, again, like you said, getting that 84th win, making him the winningest coach in program history, but also giving a lot of love to his quarterback, and he also set the passing all-time passing leader on Friday night as well. So a lot of records fell for Benton on Friday, but just another team right now that is playing good football. He says they think they're peaking at the right time, and this is when you want to do that, when you've got 2 weeks left of the regular season before the playoffs start.
So Bentonville slowed down that Rogers offense. First time that's happened to Rogers. I mean, wasn't it 70 points 2 weeks in a row, and Bentonville gets a big 31-28 win to take control of that 7A West.
Exactly, and you do have to tip your cap to Rogers, who also slowed down a Bentonville offense for the most part. You know, these are 2 high-powered offense that were just putting up crazy points and numbers, and they knew they had to come with a defensive approach, and they did that. And so a 31-28 low-scoring game in terms of those 2 teams. But I was in Greenwood on Thursday night for the Van Buren game, so I'm watching this Bentonville-Rogers game unfold after the Greenwood game was over, and we're watching it driving back from in the car, and Rogers goes up, takes the lead after being down most of the game. Then Bentonville comes back and ties it, or it regains the lead, 31-28 on a Chris Thicklin touchdown run. And I have to give it to Coach Chad Harbison. When they drove down the field, he had enough time to kick a field goal and tie the game and send it to overtime. They elected to go for the win. I like that gutsy move. I think when you have a guy like Jeff Regan leading your offense, you can easily do that and take that risk because you have the faith in your offense. Unfortunately, it did not go Rogers' way. Fortunately, it went Bentonville's way. So Bentonville getting that win, I think, kind of gives them the 7A West as long as they don't trip up. They've got a handful of games. I think they have Springdale on Friday, and then they close it out with Bentonville West. So as long as they don't trip themselves up, I think they win the conference.
Bentonville West has Northside this weekend, and then they get Bentonville. You think there's any shot for West in that game once they actually get to November 7th?
Yeah. Anything can happen, and I have to tell you that Bentonville West had a lot of momentum riding into their game against Rogers, and I think Rogers, that game kind of put them back on the back burner a little bit when you talk about teams that we focus on in the 7A West, but they're still a really good, talented football team, and I really like their quarterback, Trey Thompson. I think he's talented. Does Bentonville West have the defense to shut down this offense right now for Bentonville West that has just insane amount of weapons around Cole Slopecki, their quarterback? I don't know, but anything can happen. We all know this week in and week out. So there is a possibility that Bentonville West could trip them up at the end of the year, but they're going to have to play some really good football to do it.
So I know you also spoke earlier in the week with Peyton Bailey from Farmington, and Farmington got a huge win over Morrilton last weekend too.
They did. That's the second game of the year that Farmington has won by 1 point. Earlier in the year, it was Prairie Grove with a missed extra point to give them that win. This past weekend on Thursday, actually, against Morrilton, it was a 2-point conversion that was unsuccessful and went in the Farmington's way, and Peyton Bailey got to talk to him, and he said, they'd been running that play the whole time. I kind of had an idea of what exactly they were going to do, and so I just waited, and it took a little bit longer for that play to unfold, but when it did, I was in the right spot and got my hand on the ball to knock it down. So Farmington has their quarterback, Aiden Lester, back, which is good. He was out for a couple weeks with a knee injury, but he's back, and I think this is a team that can make another run like they did last year in the postseason. So good to see Coach Tice and that group doing well and having success at the end of the year.
Still just good luck getting past Greenbrier. What's the winning streak up to now?
Oh, gosh. Put me on the spot. I don't know a lot. I don't think it's quite Greenwood's.
34. I see it here. 34. It's on the Varsity Vibe email, the newsletter that comes out every week.
Thank you for pulling that up for me. I don't have it in front of me.
That's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
And didn't even get any resistance this past weekend against Van Buren. 434 yards for Kane Archer, 5 touchdowns. It's just it's clockwork every weekend now.
Yeah, Greenwood is a well-oiled machine down there, and that was my first time getting down there to a game. And I don't think this video is out there. There might be a few. I had a nice little collision on the sidelines. I got taken out, but it's okay. I bounced right back up, and I'm not hurt. Don't worry. Just got
no, wait a minute. I know were you when you played softball? What was your position?
So a lot of second base and outfield. Sure.
Did you ever take a catcher out before? Because, I mean, that maybe...
I did catch some, and I did get taken out. Now, I had some girls collide with me at second base when you're trying to field a ground ball, and they hit you. That's happened a couple times. But, no, I bounced right back up. But Greenwood is rolling right now. And I think the biggest concern for Coach Young heading into the season was their defense. They were going to be young, and I think they knew early on they were going to have to outscore opponents because they didn't know if they were going to technically be able to stop them. You go back to that Bentonville West game, right, where it came down to the wire, and a couple other games that they had to come and do some 2-point conversions to win those games. And now you've got a team that just held Van Buren to 3 points. And I think their defense is playing really well right now, which is what you need because that offense is hard to stop.
We talked a little bit about the volleyball state tournament starting last week. What's happened in volleyball so far?
Yeah, so yesterday was day one of the state tournament, and those are played at location around the state, and then the state title games are in Hot Springs on Saturday. So really focusing with some of our teams in Northwest Arkansas in the 6A specifically. Bentonville and Fayetteville got a bye. Bentonville will play Bentonville West at noon coming up. And then Fayetteville plays tonight, but those two teams are on the opposite sides of the bracket. Bentonville went all the way to the state finals, lost last year. Fayetteville, of course, led by former Razorback and All-American Jessica Phelan. She's won a lot of titles. She knows how to win volleyball games and win state titles down at Fayetteville. So there's a possibility that Bentonville and Fayetteville can meet in the state finals. And that's going to be exciting. They've played twice already. Bentonville won both of those meetings, and I was at the last one, and Fayetteville really kind of hurt themselves. You can't give away easy points with service errors and things like that. So if that happens again, that's going to be a fun one in Hot Springs on Saturday. But that continues to unfold, and you've got Farmington and Siloam Springs who are also looking to make a run in the 5A. So volleyball is exciting. It's a fun sport. It's really big right now in East Arkansas and Northwest Arkansas, and so we'll see how it all unfolds.
Basketball season going to be starting soon, too. I mean, it's one right into the next. Does volleyball kind of lead right into basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Right around the corner.
It does, and it does. It's right around the corner, and it's crazy that I think it starts in about 2 weeks. And we all know that there's talent around this state in basketball. We've talked about it before. I think there's more talent basketball-wise than football-wise right now in the state when it comes to recruiting. But there's some big teams up here that have got some talented teams. But I want you to kind of keep an eye on, Phil. We cover women's basketball. You understand how big of a sport women's basketball is becoming. And there's a girl who plays at Farmington, Easton McCullough. She might be one of the best players, if not the best player in the state. And she will be fun to watch and follow along with this season.
Yeah. Speaking of Farmington and with women's hoops, this is a really big year for Jenna Lawrence. And in first year under Kelsey Music, she's one of 5 returners on the team, and has shown there's been flashes, a flash here and there, maybe more so last season than as a freshman, but you saw it a few times as a freshman too. Just you can see that there's something there, just a matter of it developing, and I think her coming into her body a little bit as well. But I'm excited to watch Jenna this year because I feel like she's shown us some flashes, but it's only been flashes so far.
I think so. And, I'm curious, Phil, I'd love to kind of get your take, too. And you've obviously, being the voice of the women's basketball team, saw it unfold in person. And I think Jenna came out so highly recruited, came here, was talented, and they were hoping that they would give her some time to develop, give her some time to get used to the system, to get used to the terminology. And I think they might have had to throw her into situations sooner than they wanted to. And that might have hindered a little bit of what we saw from Jenna in terms of just having to be out there by necessity instead of really being ready to be out there and playing the SEC. So I think it's taken her a little bit longer to just come into her own, like you mentioned, and this could be a really big year for her. I think you've got a lot of confidence around her. I think she's kind of settled in a little bit more. Again, a brand new system with Kelsey Music, but you hope that she kind of gets back to just feeling comfortable again on the court and being able to play a little bit freer. That's kind of that's how I saw things unfold her first 2 seasons.
You know the thing with Jenna, it's she's too nice. You know what I mean? Like
there's that too.
Yeah,
she's almost like. Do you remember how Jessica Jackson was almost like too nice?
Yeah.
It was like, Jessica, go out there and like push somebody around. So I think you're right.
She's a lovely person. I mean, Jenna's terrific. It's just like on the court. I want you to be really nice off the court and an assassin on the court. I think she's still working on that assassin aspect.
I think so too. Get a bit of mean streak in you. You have to when you're playing in the SEC. So maybe you'll get some of that from her.
If you're listening, Jenna, just be nice to me. Everybody else.
Right. Be nice to Phil and everybody else.
Right. Yeah.
During those, the 40 minutes. Not
Alyssa,
so much.
Thanks a lot. We'll do it again next
week.
I think your Dodgers may have this thing in the, I wouldn't say in the front pocket yet, but it's okay. Close to it.
All right. Well, I'm sure that you'll text me all about it.
Yeah, I will.
So,
once we
I
get into the
appreciate
13th inning today. That's right. Alyssa Orange with us every Tuesday, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast. Hey, I want to tell you about Joe's Grill and Cantina. Of course, they're going to have Arkansas football on the television on Saturday. And if you're wearing your Razorback gear, you're going to get half-price apps. You'll also get cheap taps all throughout the game and drink specials, keeping the party going all game long. Make sure you're wearing your Razorback gear to Joe's Grilling Cantina during Arkansas football games, half-price apps, and cheap taps. 3400 South 74th, right across from Harps in Fort Smith. Joe's is where the tap flows and fans roar. And we're back in just a moment to wrap up hour number 2. This is Halftime.
Some of you'll be mad and sad, but do what we need you to do.
This is Halftime.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Are holidays stressful for you? Hey, Ty Richardson for the Whippoorwill. The Newmeyers would love to take care of some of that stress by providing you an awesome Thanksgiving dinner. Call the Whippoorwill at 479-769-2095 for the best Thanksgiving catering you've ever had. Smoked turkey breast, dressing, mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with all the fixins. The Newmeyers' newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, taking care of your holiday this year.
Seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help
back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
You could have a show of just this song being played from all the covers. UB40, didn't they have one that was really good?
Red wine.
Well, I mean, of this very song by Elvis right there. Or is that a different?
There's a song by Dave Matthews called "The Stone." It's a 7-minute song, and he'll do a live version, and then he'll kind of at the end of it, 9, 10, whatever he does, but he'll croon into that as well.
I just can't remember. There's another one of those reggae bands of guys that don't look like they're from Jamaica, who that covered that song. Was it Blue Mountain or something like that? Anyway, I can't remember it. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Been a lot of the King on this first hour. What's up with Elvis Presley
Well,
today?
that was supposed to be the first one, and then
Is it because the Hogs played in Memphis? Is that why?
there was Lost in Translation. I think that's a Bill Murray movie.
Yeah, it's a
that
good one.
seems to happen around here every once in a while.
Yes, it sure does. I do lose things in translation all the time. I was thinking about Memphis in the game yesterday, and Billy Richmond, of course, is from Memphis. Said he was all excited because he got to have Gus's fried chicken the night before the game or the day before the game. I would skip a team meal in some of the places that I know the men's basketball team eats in order to eat Gus's fried chicken. You eat fried chicken very much, Matt? You take care of yourself. Gus's is my favorite. I will make a detour when I'm heading to Ole Miss or Mississippi State just to get Gus's.
I will definitely go and eat fried chicken with you, but it's never really on the top 10. I think as we get older, you kind of eat the same 5, 7, 8 things all the time, and fried chicken's not on the list of things.
Unfortunately for me, I guess for my health, fried chicken is amongst one of those 5
I
things.
get down with some honey mustard, barbecue sauce, fried chicken, chicken strips. My grandma, bless her heart, my late great grandma, she used to make for the kids whenever it was our birthday. She'd make whatever we wanted for our birthday dinner, birthday lunch, whatever. And mine was always chicken strips. Because she'd do a light batter with it, chicken strips. So that's fried chicken strips, green beans, macaroni cheese, potatoes, and honey mustard. That was the birthday meal. Yeah.
It sounds like it's got all the important food groups right there for you.
And unsweet tea. That's right.
Well, I mean, the important part of that food group would be the sugar in the tea. Let's just be honest about these things here. Yeah, don't eat your chicken tenders fried, or don't eat your chicken tenders grilled, and make sure that they're like unsweetened tea. Basically, for a lot of people, and I grew up drinking unsweetened tea because they don't have sweet tea in the north.
In north, yeah,
they don't have sweet tea in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
You have to get down here in the south. You almost have to get a sweet tea and an unsweet tea and kind of mix it because it's too much. It's just
That's right. I like the Goldilocks sweet tea. It's probably about 2/3 sweet, 1/3 unsweet, but it can't be that because you got to leave enough at the top to round it off with the
splash
lemonade.
of Arnold Palmer.
Of
No, I'm
course.
Jack Nicklaus.
Of course, but we don't. Yeah, that's not lost in translation. But up north, it's not iced tea. It's just basically cold brown water.
It's like Ted Lasso. He's like, "What is in this? It's dirty water." Yep, that's what I thought it would taste like, dirty water.
Yeah, and Mom thought it was special. She would leave it out in the sun because the sun is supposed to give it flavor.
I've done that before. Get a clear pitcher, and then you put your tea bag in and stuff, and you leave it out for 2 hours. Let the sun. I've done that before. Yeah,
That's great. Yeah, try that with other things. See how that goes.
That's an interesting way to go about it.
Well, it works with tomatoes. It can work with beef jerky. I guess why not? It can work with tea. It's tea jerky, right? 877-377-6963 to get with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. And over the next 2 hours, we now have
Fisherman Clay Emmy. It came to me. There we go. Fisherman Clay Emmy.
Fisherman Clay Emmy. He's now an Emmy Award winner, which means he's got the longest introduction of anybody that's ever been on Halftime. And we'll see if I remember all of the important details when Emmy winner Clay Henry joins Halftime in just a moment. Stay with us.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? you might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Brew Credit. Attention truck enthusiasts, it's Truck Month at Road Chevrolet, and we're revving up the savings. Right now, get behind the wheel of a powerful new Chevy 1500 pickup with interest rates as low as 2.9%. That's right, 2.9% on select new 1500 models. Whether you need a workhorse for the job site or a smooth ride for the family, we've got the perfect truck for you. Don't miss this chance to drive home in America's favorite pickup. Stop in today at Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
Looking for quality metal buildings and roofing? Metal Mart has you covered. From prefabricated metal buildings to custom trim, carports, and more, Metal Mart is your one-stop shop. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers are always welcome, and their experts will help you calculate the materials you need, all at a price you can afford. With locations in Fort Smith, Little Rock, and Jonesboro, or visit metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of showers, a few thunderstorms. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s. Tonight, clouds and showers, and overnight low will drop down into the low 40s. And then mainly morning showers on Wednesday. A high will be into the low 50s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
PERX Paris Fort Smith.
Some of you'll be mad and sad, but do what we need you to do.
ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect you.
Live from the Busch Lights studio.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
One Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Caller text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
And we welcome you back to halftime at 12:01 in the afternoon. You're listening to ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. I am Phil Elson. My partner is Matt Jones. He is sitting across the counter from the one and only C Unit, Kristen Johnston, and we'll be bringing on, I'll have his intro in a moment. Clay Henry will join us in a moment here. How many different things can you put in front of an introduction, Matt?
I love Fisherman Clay Emmy. There we go. It's Fisherman Clay Emmy. How cool is that? Congratulations, Clay. That's awesome.
Very economical with your words in that case. It's a good. See, that's the idea. If you're going to have a nickname, well, it's got to be short. So let's throw these ones out here, okay? There's Hall of Fame sports writer. I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame fisherman, but he should be. and former publisher and editor of Hogs Illustrated that you can read at Whole Hog Sports, joining us on Halftime Tuesdays and Wednesdays. All around good guy and Emmy Award winner. Clay, you've got the longest introduction in the history of Halftime. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. This is all kind of coming out of left field. Maybe beyond the wall. Maybe it's coming from Freddie Freeman territory. But it's pretty cool. I will say that. Gene Ann is like, where are we going to put it? And I said, well, whatever it is, we'll make room for like 10 or 12 of them, so that that they. I'm joking. I figure this is the one and only Emmy.
Well, I mean, I've seen some walls that have multiple Emmys, but you've got walls that's got, taxidermies, is on the wall.
Fish replicas,
fish.
ducks. Yeah, I've got all that. It's in some fish artwork. We had Friday night. We had Nolan Souza and Cam Kozel here at the house. I fixed steaks and burn-ins and some stuff that they really liked. I mean, I had 2 fillets for each of them. I was reminded that 20-year-olds, you can't calculate how much they can eat. You just can't
throw in
do
the
it.
idea that they work out every day.
Yeah, they had worked out that morning before they drove over. But they were struck by all the artwork. We have some really nice outdoor artwork. Fish. There's a Sioux war chief that Becca painted that's over the mantle. And I guess the Emmy is going to go in my study. It's not going to go in the living room. It'll be down there where nobody sees it.
So the Emmy Award was for Switzer, right?
Yeah, for the 3-part documentary we did at Hawks Plus. I set all that up. And
how long ago did you do those interviews?
Ooh, it was May of 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago would be
24.
Yeah, and we actually, you'll remember this because we did an interview. We did a phone interview. I was driving to Norman to do it, and
turn around.
He called and says, "I'm in the hospital," and he says, "Don't go back. Y'all just stay at the house. We've got 8 bedrooms upstairs, and we'll just have a party tonight. I'm not going to be here all day, but I can't do it today because of the medication. It's he's got ongoing back issues, lower back, lumbar area." And I said, "No, Coach, we all have something tomorrow. We need to go back home." But he just started calling 2 weeks later. "When are y'all coming? When are you coming? When are you coming?" And so we hustled back over there and spent pretty much a day with him. And that, I covered him starting in 1978, known him for all these years. He loved my dad. Orville Henry was the keynote speaker at his senior football banquet at Crossett. And then after he finished at Arkansas, he was the speaker on the town square and presented him with the community check. That's what they did back in the day. The community would just get a fund together and give the great Razorbacks would get a check from their community. And that's what he bought his first car with. But he has pictures of my dad handing him the check. It wasn't my dad's money. It was, the community's money, but he was the speaker.
So does Barry get a statue too?
No, he does not get an
He's
Emmy.
the subject of this.
Yeah, and there's 6 Emmys that were awarded between Haley Ordway, this is her second. She's the director and editor, and it makes all the magic. She's inserting all the little clips and things to make this thing really, really pop and be cool. But I was given the Emmy as the interviewer and host, and you could say executive producer too because I put it together, but that's not what it says on my Emmy. And then there's some others that they were worked the cameras, and we had a big crew there, so they all get one. But Barry doesn't. I called Barry Sunday and I said, "Hey, Coach, we won an Emmy, but you don't get one." And I said, "But I'm going to give you mine." And he just started laughing. He goes, "You've been in my study. Have you seen all the crap that's in there?"
I was going to say, I remember seeing
there's
photos
trophies. Yeah, there's unbelievable. There's game balls from the NFL, from college. There's, college letter jacket is framed and hangs up there. But he's got Super Bowl trophies. He's got national championship trophies. He's got, I mean, it is full. And he says, I don't need your Emmy. So, and you know, he had some choice words for what kind of an idea he thought that was. The dude has no filter. That's what makes it fun to sit in front of him. And
did he ever have a filter?
No, never did. But I think he has less of a filter now, and I have less of a filter. I mean, as we get older, you know, we're senile and we can get away with it. And it's like Bo and Chuck. I think I've said cuss words on their show a couple of times in the last year and a half, and hey, that's, you know, at age 70 and 71, you can get away with it, I guess. But he definitely has less of a filter than he did, say, 40 years ago when I covered him.
Yeah, I'm looking back on Switcher's career at Oklahoma. I get maybe the 81 season. OU started the year number 2 in the country, finished 20th. We're 7-4-1, got a win in the Sun Bowl. 7 was the fewest amount of wins he had as the coach at Oklahoma. So I don't know if I think to myself, he ever had that kind of season where it felt like his job was in jeopardy. The same way that, I mean, just look at all the jobs that are still in jeopardy right now in college football. And 8 wins at LSU was not enough. I see Switzer had, 2 years in a row after 7 wins with 8, so maybe there was some heat put on him. He did finish strongly at OU. A much different era, though, to be able to stick around at a place for 16 years with the kind of pressure that goes along with jobs like Oklahoma or like LSU right now.
Well, he was really kind to me, and it was a great interview. His wife, Becky, who's the retired gymnastics coach at Oklahoma, she kind of gave me a clue that, hey, he might not can go more than a couple hours. And so we had a little, we just sat and talked, and the cameras rolled. And I had some notes, but it was after about an hour and a half, Becky kind of popped in, wanted to make sure we didn't need any water or anything. And I just stood, kind of stepped back. How we doing? He is having a blast. Y'all go as long as you want to go. And so we did. We went a good 3 hours, and almost all of it was used, and it developed into a project that we had to have it 3 parts.
Is it still available on Hogs
It is, and I just wonder if it's of the quality that it could go on other platforms. And I think ESPN could work it into a 30 for 30 really easily, and because you got great subject matter. I mean, and he was engaged, and as he always is. I mean, I guess he's about to turn 90. The funny thing at the very end of it, he goes, "Hey, let's do this again in 10 years." And you know what? That'd be awesome. I just wonder what kind of filter that he will have then. But we missed out on the party. He said, "We'll just stay at the house and we'll have a party tonight." That was the one that we, decided to come back. And he was in the hospital for some back pain medication, I think is the way it was explained to me. He needed to have a little medication. And so, but he's been great to me. And it was interesting. I got to Tulsa and started covering OU just a few months after Arkansas had beat them in the Orange Bowl. That never came up.
Right.
Never brought it up. But they were loaded and a lot of fun. I mean, my memories of covering the Sooners is pretty cool. Yeah, they won a lot of big games, and he was always fun to deal with. And you knew they were going to win. Got to know a lot of coaches. Mac Brown was on his staff briefly. The thing that was always front and center was how talented they were. And when you think about, well, what do you need to win? That's what I see. It's when you're talented, you become a good coach.
Here's Charlie on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Charlie, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm just going to try to get 1/100th of whatever Clay has over there. I mean, Clay, congratulations, man.
Well, thanks.
By the way,
Well, I think it's just sometimes you just luck into things.
Charlie,
I
you
think
just
that's
keep
what this
working at
is.
it, man. We're going to have an award show for callers at some point soon. I don't know when, but it'll happen.
man, yeah. And I got some blunders too. Biggest blunders. I should be up there. You know, because I can call in and give you guys an F some
Yeah,
days.
but we
It's
can't play
awful.
we can't play those blooper reels. At least not until about 1 in the morning.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
just
you what,
remember,
Matt, did
you can't use the bad words. I can't. Yeah, I've got
No, definitely not. I know.
Okay.
I think I found that out. Yeah, I think I learned that day. But hey, Matt, did you stay up and watch that whole game last night? You pull out 18.
Seventh inning stretch is when I laid down.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I really thought going into that ninth field that it's a really good game. I thought that the Dodgers would pull it off, but obviously we all knew you were going to walk Shohei at that point, and then he gets walked like 5 times the rest of the game. I'm like, is this game going to ever end? I tapped out in the 12th though. I couldn't do it anymore.
I stayed
That
up
was
as
it for
long
the
as I
team.
could. I missed the game-ending home run, but I saw the Jays run themselves into an out at home plate. So I started thinking to myself, all these pinch runners, and you're not scoring. You're taking some of your best hitters out of the game, and that's just not gonna. It's not gonna help. If you're taking your best hitters out for pinch runners, you better hope those guys score.
Absolutely, and but it was a fun game to watch. And I also watched the Hawks play a little bit too. I know that it's an exhibition game, but I thought it was good last night too. Again, like I talked about yesterday, I felt like that was going to be a team athletically, that they were going to be challenged a little bit, and they press you, and they, Hardaway likes to do that, and it was good for them to go through that. But you can really see last night with this team that they have, right now 8 guys. If Isaiah can work his way into the rotation as the year goes on, it'd be 9. But if they could just keep those 8 guys healthy, I guess. I mean, knock on wood with the way that's went the last few years. It's just a really good 8-man rotation. It really is. I love. Matt, did you catch any of the basketball game, or you didn't watch it because it's an exhibition?
I watched the World Series is why I didn't watch it.
Here's the thing about that exhibition that's kind of wild, and somebody texted in about this. It's like, well, they didn't play like it was an exhibition. They played like they cared, and then the officials did too. 55 fouls in an exhibition game last night, which leads to 73 free throws. So,
A lot of people reaching and not sliding their feet. There's open gym. There's nobody's playing defense. And here's the thing. Don't get too confused about a Coach Calipari team in open gym. You know what they're going to be? They're going to be the best athletes on the floor. That's what he always has. Let's see how they play basketball when it really matters.
Oh, yeah, and I agree. But I tell you, this team, they got the pieces if they can just put it all together. And I think Cal, the psychology stuff, man, he's a master. And he talked about relationships too, and that's what matters. And I enjoy hearing him tell his stories too. It's just, he's unbelievable. And, I think it is going to be, with football the way it's been, it's so depressing. I have to kind of try to look at something. So I'm excited. The second game, they get to go at Michigan State. So that'll be fun. But anyway, excited to get this thing rolling. Clay, I wanted to get your thoughts if you've seen any of the basketball stuff, and congrats again. And I don't know where you're going to put all this stuff, like you said, but they just keep on building. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Tuna.
Well, yeah, I watched all the basketball game. I did not see the first one. Watched some highlights. That's it. War Machine does a nice job with highlights, and I was able to get the flavor of what they did in the first game. But I watched this one, and it was pretty clear that they were going to be assaulted at in the first 10 minutes. I mean, Memphis gave them their best shot. Very aggressive, full court press, trapped everything, made them make decisions. And it was a good test in that, you're in a hostile environment. Now you have your fans there. But I as the game went on, it was it was pretty obvious who the better team was, and that Arkansas was deeper, more talented, better ball handlers, better decision makers, and better shooters. This team has got a lot of weapons. Malik Thomas he's the real deal, and he was the best player on the floor. You know, Billy Richmond is fun to watch, but he's not as talented as Malik Thomas. I mean, he's an effort guy. Looks like he's got his three-point shot working, but it's Malik Thomas is hitting the ground running kind of like a Scotty Thurman did. Better athlete, better foot speed than Scotty, but he's got that same kind of range, that same kind of shot that he gets it off in just a flick. And he'll be – if he wants to shoot it, he can get his shot off. That's what's obvious so far.
We'll get more into the basketball team after the break. 877-377-6963. It's a call or text on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Remember the Fence Man, if you're looking for security fencing, but you're not sure where to start, well, you always got to start at the Fence Man. They'll help you protect what matters most. They have heavy-duty security fencing, powered automatic gates. They got you covered all around the Fort Smith area. Fence Man's been serving Fort Smith for more than 40 years. Custom built, built to last, free quotes and financing for 18 months. You can call the Fence Man at 479-782-3936 or go to thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. Back in a moment. This is Halftime.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. 877. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah. We just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. and your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOG.
Must opt in during the bet to use the bet back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Neil Young is getting old, searching for a heart of gold. His only number one song is the number one thing most people get wrong. We tend to think we're as good as gold, but in Jeremiah 17:9 it's told, the human heart is desperately wicked right from the start. The Holy Spirit will rip you apart, but then give you a new heart. Mine for the treasure of Jesus written in the scrolls. Otherwise, you're chasing fool's gold. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
You be crying like thought I would never be. Love is living, but you let me down. How can I love you when you ain't around? And I get to the morning and you never call. Love should be everything, or not at all. I made a lie of loving you. Only to
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
And Hall of Famer and Emmy Award winner Clay Henry with us as well. Calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. We're talking about Malik Thomas, Arkansas basketball. I was thinking Heartbreaker, the song there by Dionne Warwick. That'll describe Arkansas football to you. Not basketball, though. And, well, hitting on Malik Thomas here, Clay and Matt. Thomas has been the leading scorer for Arkansas in both exhibitions, coming off the bench in both games. Now, he's also been the team leader in minutes played, along with points scored. I guess one of the broadcasters last night for ESPN was it Wise, Mark Wise, the color commentator, referred to Malik Thomas's release as quiet. That he likes that idea about him. When you hear quiet release, Matt, what does that mean to you for a basketball player?
Well, I'd have to see it. I have not seen it yet, but I would use it in the same terms if you're going to be a quarterback. And you remember Byron Leftwich had a little loop in his, Vince Young kind of had a sidearm to it. Had a quiet one. Dan Marino just flicked the wrist. Aaron Rodgers, just there's not a. Well, I guess what I would say, no wasted motion. How about that? Without seeing
he
it.
He just flicks his wrist. That's what he does. I mean, it's like it's in his hands and it's gone. It's not a wind up. And it is a quick release, and I think that's probably a better term than quiet, because when it goes through, it ain't quiet. I mean, the arena is going to light up when he makes those threes.
It's a true freshman. I don't know what his age is, but I'll assume it's 18 or 19 years of age. Yeah. But if he's got that kind of a release right now, to me, that means hours in the gym, just repetition over and over, because if you're able to get rid of, and Matt, I think you hit it in the head there. If a matter of just no wasted motion, how much practice does it take to actually get there? I mean, it's
like his release. It's sweet. That's pretty good too. He's a 5-star. I mean, some had him rated as the number 2 player in the country, and he's every bit that. And it's going to be fun to watch him play. He makes plays with his hands on defense. He's heady. He can get it to teammates. He's probably going to play the 2 more than the 1 because you got DJ and you've got Darius Acuff and you've even Billy Richmond brought it up some. But they are great teammates. They pass it. They understand one more pass can be a winning pass. They do share it. It's too early to say what their culture is, what their identity is, but this is it's a really talented team, and you can tell why the coach wanted to play every team in the Elite Eight because he's got an Elite Eight type team.
I was thinking of the idea of a quiet release and the no wasted motion when you're watching somebody do their thing, and I think of that when I'm watching Shohei Ohtani swing a bat.
Absolutely.
There's no wasted motion. Everything that he does is just quick, and it's all just kinetic, right to the way he swings that bat. And the opposite field power this guy shows is just amazing. His plate coverage. When I watch him, and I think he and Bonds are different style hitters, but his plate coverage I've never seen somebody that's quite like that. That's what I thought watching Jack Caglione. Like one of the reasons that it's tough to pitch around somebody like that is because they can pull a pitch that's just off the outside corner still. I don't know if Ohtani's arms are quite that long, but that is the kind of hitter that he can be. And, man, I mean, some of that is learned, but also some of that is talent. But then I know, you read about Ohtani when he was in Japan, and he was basically a monk who played baseball. That was his life. Just how much time does it take to be in the gym as a shooter in high school before this just becomes – instinctual for you? So I'll be really interested to watch Thomas once the regular season starts. And I'd also wonder, I mean, when would he end up starting if he is your leading scorer for an appreciable amount of time? You got
the next game.
You got your 2 point guards that have started, right? Wagner and Acuff have been starting side by side, and DJ. I don't know if it's a matter of accepting things or whatever, but he's not shooting very much in these exhibitions. And Acuff and Thomas have been, I think, the 2 leading scorers in both games. So, I mean, that'll be interesting to see as well, because we know DJ can get to the cup. I mean, it's a guy who can score.
He did that last night, yeah, in the second half especially. I think that what we've seen so far is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, they're still making mistakes. They're still doing things where it's like, okay, that's a little fast, that's a little quick, but it's not bad. I thoroughly enjoyed watching them play last night, and I had a fun night. I stayed up till about 2:15. I don't think I got to sleep till about 3. I don't know about you guys, but after I watch games like that, I can't just turn the switch off and go to bed.
Well, I already was falling asleep. I was in and out. So, I mean, when I wake up and I look at the television and it's a commercial, and I was like, all right, well, maybe I guess I'll just wait until the next half inning starts, and it never restarted. And I'm like, all right, the game's over. I had no idea who won or what happened.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I had to get on. And I don't want to go to my phone at 2:30 in the morning and pull it to my eyes, because then I'm going to be up with that blue light in your eyes. But I had to know who won, and I had to know how it happened, because I tried to stay up. The thing, if it happens again today, if we play 18 innings again today, I'm just going to stand for the entire game.
Stand.
Why not?
So this is a question I have for both of you, and maybe this is already established and it's not even a point of discussion. Is Freddie Freeman a Hall of Famer?
Yes. Yeah, he is. There are 3 Hall of Famers batting 1 through 3 for the Dodgers.
I texted Phil yesterday because I was talking who are the 3 best players in baseball, right? Non-pitchers. And mine are Ronald Acuna Jr. from Atlanta, Shohei Ohtani, and Mookie Betts. Those were my 3. That if I was to say, do you have who else? I think Phil texted in Aaron Judge would be on that list.
I'd throw in Aaron Judge over Acuna just for now,
because you said he was healthier or whatever. Mm-hmm. But is there somebody else you would add to that list, Clay?
I mean, Freddie Freeman. That's the whole point of what I brought it up, is what he did with the Braves and what he's done in 2 World Series.
Didn't last year he hit a home run in 5 straight games in the World Series?
It was 4 straight games. What he's done in the big moments is that's how you get in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Well, he had the last walk-off home run, I guess, that was hit at Dodger Stadium in a World Series game was hit by him. It was a grand slam of a long game, a really long game. I think it might have been 18 innings or 17 innings. But, yeah, I think he is a Hall of Famer. The guy's got all the credentials. He's got almost 2,500 hits. He's got a 300 career batting average.
Was he an NL MVP for the Braves?
Yes, he was.
I thought he won an MVP.
Got an MVP award. He's got, I think he's got a World Series MVP award, too.
He does.
He does from last year. He's a Hall of Famer. Ohtani is, too. So is Betts. They all do things that are amazing.
I love how Betts can just come in to play shortstop. Like, you want to put him in left field, right field. You want to play shortstop today? Where do you want to play today, Betts? And he's just like, yeah, I'm better than everybody at whatever position you want to put me.
Well, Freeman's still good at first base.
What you see with Betts is that he doesn't have to be the best player in the game to impact the game. He can just do his thing, and all at once you look around and it's like, man, he was in the middle of a bunch of stuff, but he didn't make the grandioso hit or the play, but he made all the plays.
He doesn't mess up a lot.
Well, no, but he makes the plays that make you a winning team.
You think of the Dodgers as, some rich team that can throw money at whomever they want, and well, all right, that means that they're not gritty. No, Mookie Betts to me
he's gritty.
Grittiness.
Yeah.
It's the same with Max Muncy. These are team-oriented players who just figure, you know what, I got a glove, they need me to play a certain. Muncy could play anywhere in the field. He doesn't really look like an athlete, but go ahead and try pitching to him. Betts is the glue of that team. Muncy is the other box of glue. If we can't open Betts, Muncy's there for you. And the versatility of that team is what stands out because Muncy can play anywhere and has. Betts is a Gold Glover basically at two positions, and nobody's ever been more versatile than Shohei Ohtani.
And the ability to move a runner along and to get hits when you're down in the count and just put it in play in a hole. Between first and second, or he can just punch a ground ball, and he's like, that's a pitcher's pitch, and all at once he's got a hit, and the rally just keeps going. Just take a pitcher's pitch and put it in play where they can't field it. He seems to do that.
Got game 4 tonight, and let's see who we got as far as the pitching matchup is concerned here. You get Shohei Ohtani against Shane Bieber. I was almost going to call him Justin Bieber because Justin Bieber was at the game yesterday. You could see him on Fox. Bet Saracen's got the line on the World Series game tonight, plus everything else going on in the world of NBA, NHL, NFL, college football as well, and basically anything going on in the world of sports. The Dodgers are favored minus 220, and the over-under on the runs is 7.5. It's on the Bet Saracen app. If you are inside the state of Arkansas and you want to put a little wager on your favorite sporting event, download Bet Saracen for your iPhone from the App Store. Android users can download from Google Play or just type it into a web browser, betsaracen.com. We'll be back in a moment. This is Halftime.
That's every game we play. The other team wants to beat us so bad they act like it's a Super Bowl.
This is Halftime.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Lobs to Knox, and Carter throws it down with two hands.
This is Halftime.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point. catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent
At
any disease.
Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Game days just got a whole lot cheesier at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Art's legendary smoked brisket queso is back. There's no better game time treat than this house-made queso, loaded with chunks of Art's smoked brisket. And try the sloppy pig, Art's hand-patted burger, topped with pulled pork and smothered in smoked brisket queso. Make your game days cheesy at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of groovy, I call you up and ask you if you'd like to go with me and see a movie. First you say no, got no plans for the night, and then you stop and say,
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Emmy Award winner Clay Henry as well. You're on halftime. 877-377-6963 to get with this here. Nate in Bentonville wanted to see, he did some work. He hates the forward-facing hog. And he is saying, let's see here, 62-83 with it, 25-69 in the conference since the forward hog has been released. I guess that's the football record. Wants to do away with it. Who knows if that's
It's just kind of like bringing the slobbering hog back on the basketball floor.
Right, which I guess helped for basketball. I know some people haven't liked the uniform combination for the last 2 games. Red on red.
Santa Claus uniforms.
Santa Claus uniforms. You ever have to wear the red on red, Matt?
The red, the thing about it is that's not Razorback red.
Right.
What
different.
red is this?
It's an orange red.
Yeah, that's what in that Ole Miss 7 overtime game, we had white jerseys with red pants, and that's the red you like. what is it, too fluorescent, or I don't know what you describe it, but that's not Razorback red that they're wearing. It's almost like an Indiana red.
I'll never forget, they wore those uniforms, I believe, against Missouri in the Cotton Bowl. And I was talking to my dad, and I believe this is true. Maybe my dad wasn't there. But Coach Broyles walked up and he said, "What team is that down
there?" Exactly.
You must have felt that way. Remember when they wore the cowboy-inspired uniforms? It made Arkansas look like Ohio State. I remember watching that game and thinking,
those were those Apex, because the Cowboys used to have those too. Apex was the brand that
right.
did those uniforms. Yeah,
but it's just the way the red also felt like the Ohio State red, and the way the stripes were in there too.
It's all wrong.
Did you ever have a uniform combination either at Arkansas or at Jacksonville, Matt, where they was like, all right, we're wearing this today, and you look at them, it's like, we're wearing this today, really?
No, I loved our that teal and black and white. Jacksonville colors were pretty cool. I always liked those. And I think we had either a Sunday night game or a Monday night game. We went all black, which was pretty sharp there. But we were pretty basic. I don't think we did red on red my 4 years with under Houston Nutt. But we would do the white top with the red pants. I believe Auburn, when Fred Talley's still running. So that game and the Ole Miss, I think we had a pretty good record when we did that lineup.
I'm a fan of pinstripes.
What about the anthracite?
Never did it.
No, that wasn't a thing then.
I don't like it. It's the worst. Whoever had that idea, it's like the marketing people for.
It's not even it's a gray. It's not even black. Anthracite.
It's dreary. I mean, it's the color of the sky today.
It's like they had black uniforms and they put a little bleach in, and that's what you got. I don't know.
Though, like I feel like 65 or 70% of the new automobiles that are manufactured now are that color.
I call it battleship gray.
Stratus gray.
I think it's good for battleships, maybe not for automobiles, or
no
like
question.
Flesh would say, kind of a charcoal. But yeah, I mean the anthracite. So I do know this because everybody you'll keep track of. It's funny too because you know, the question by Nate is about the forward-facing hog, and I think he feels that that's got some poor mojo for the athletic department.
Oh, I agree.
It has nothing to do with the success or lack thereof for baseball or basketball right now or anything else other than football, because he's just pointing to the football record.
Well,
this forward-facing hog hasn't hurt baseball.
Forward-facing hog can't hold on to the ball. We lead the country in fumbles with the
forward-facing hog can't fumbles, yeah. So Kobe Hale wears the forward-facing hog on his hat quite a lot. So they just won their fifth championship in 7 years. So it's not all bad.
Don't they? Have they made it to the College Cup yet?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like they've been in the same position as softball, where a dominant program
right
within
on the
conference and just right there before
right on
making
the
it to the promised land.
They've been fun to watch this year, and they had 5 season-ending injuries, I believe, in August. And they just battled through it.
Text out of the 479 likes, forget about you. Maybe you just need to rename it. If it was called Gunmetal Gray, he likes that. It sounds more manly. Maybe you just need to rename the gray.
PC can't use that word anymore to describe anything in college
right.
sports. Yeah.
So I don't know what other kind of metal can we use here. It doesn't have to be gunmetal. It can mean any kind of metal. That's the same color as my stainless steel gray.
Aluminium.
Okay? Yeah, aluminium. There you go. It's the same color as my refrigerator. Refrigerator gray. The hogs are wearing refrigerator gray today. Why not? Yeah. I mean, be careful. Be just a little bit careful. I think you know who does not ever have anthracite ever. The baseball team does not ever wear anthracite.
Dude, those creams they wear on Sundays, the Sunday cream, whatever. I don't know what they call that, but that's sharp.
Yeah.
I like those.
Now, they have a gray road uniform, but it's not anthracite, and
No,
it's not
it's-
supposed to replace the
No,
home
it's
uniform.
it's travel. It's road gray is what it is.
Right. Everybody wears
Now
gray
they
for
do
the road.
wear black jerseys. But they don't ever wear them in games. That's their scrimmage jerseys. They'll
Yes.
wear red against black a lot of times in their scrimmages. But you don't see them break out the creams for a scrimmage. Which
What we need people like Matt Jones. They need to bring pinstripes into football. I think you would have looked great, Matt, in pinstripes.
Especially the socks.
7'6".
Could have had the socks up to your knees. Those could have had some stripes on them too. Yeah,
It's like watching Indiana basketball when they come out and warm up, and they've got those long pants with pinstripes.
Yeah, Tennessee used to do a little bit of that too. Yeah.
When you're rolling 23 miles an hour with the football tucked under your arm, I don't care what color jerseys. Matt Jones looked good in everything.
There you go.
I always loved Dave Parker, now in the Hall of Fame. In baseball, was a Pirate in the 70s when the Pirates wore those mix and match uniforms.
And those pillbox hats.
They had the pillbox hats.
I love those hats.
But sometimes they mix and match. So they had white uniforms with black and yellow pinstripes, and then they had a black jersey, black pants, gold jersey, gold pants. Sometimes they wore the yellow jersey and the yellow pants together, and Dave Parker said he looked like a banana.
Looked like a mustard seed, yeah.
It was a 6'5" man wearing all yellow. Yes. He looked like a banana. 877, banana that could swing himself, by the way. 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Make sure you get over to Roback.com sometime soon. Take advantage of just the most beautiful polos, Q-zips, and hoodies in the game day collection that you can get on Roback right now. And they've got special gear for Razorback fans that you won't find anywhere else at the Arkansas Game Day Collection. It's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. And if you use the code RUSH25 at checkout, 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort. Back in a moment, wrapping up hour number 1. This is Halftime.
We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog.
This is Halftime.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
For over 50 years, WT Equipment has been your trusted family-owned dealer for tractors, hay tools, and light construction equipment. Right now, WT Equipment's got unbeatable October deals. Get 0% for 84 months on Workmaster 35 and 40 tractors, or drive home a Workmaster 25 with payments as low as $169.99 a month. WACC. Visit WT Equipment today and talk to their sales team for all the details. WT Equipment. Equip your future. Elevate your potential.
Are you tired of bulky, embarrassing dentures? At River Valley Smile Center, we offer fixed hybrid dentures, a permanent solution that looks and feels more natural than traditional dentures. They're secure, comfortable, and never come out. Most procedures can be completed right here in our office with sedation. No need for referrals. With state-of-the-art facilities, advanced techniques, and digital workflow, we provide the best possible outcomes. Financing is also available. Call us at River Valley Smile Center today at 479-646-0706 or visit us at rivervalleysmiles.com.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
A piece of sky every night, love it all, and further from right, spinning around, we have a moon, so there, whatever I do.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Well, Joe, before the game, Major League Baseball officials rubbed up 290 baseballs in preparation for this game. They've gone through 220 of those, and they're getting busy right now, getting ready with some more.
That's amazing. First of all, that they didn't use all the balls that they made available for the game yesterday, 290 of them. But you realize how long it's going to take to rub up 230 balls, never mind the other 60 that they had to get ready at some point. Those clubhouse boys, those hands were moving. Box of baseballs costs almost $239, so that means they had about $5,775 worth of baseballs ready to go last night.
Because a football team, you're going to have 12, depending on the weather, you'll probably, the quarterback, the offense will probably have about 12 footballs. I wonder how much one costed. In the kicking team, special teams, they have their own footballs, so 24 good footballs for two teams, I guess. That's crazy. So how many baseballs total did they use last night? Over 200?
Verducci there said 230, but that was during extra innings. So they might have used all 290.
And the very first one they throw, they always throw that one out in the World Series. The very first ball is only thrown one time, and then they throw it.
Right. So what happens if you run out of balls? Somebody going to run to the local Dick's Sporting Goods in Los Angeles and go get some balls?
Bill, do they still use the Delaware River mud?
Yes.
I mean, it has to be special mud that you use to rub them up.
It's called Lena Blackburn's special rubbing mud. It comes from the Delaware River in New Jersey.
It comes in a little tub, doesn't it?
Yep, a small little jar, and that jar will last an umpire a good long time. And in the minor leagues, it's the umpires that rub those balls up. In the major leagues, why would you ruin those guys could be hand models if they wanted to. So you get the clubhouse boys to rub it up too. You have to rub a football up with anything?
Absolutely.
What do you use? You use rubbing mud?
Absolutely. You'll go out there with
rub it up.
Rub some dirt on it. That's right.
Rub it up.
Just any old dirt will do.
So during camp, when you have camp for 30 days and you'll have a setup, the first 12 practice, it'll be all different footballs, and then after you get them broke in, then the trainer Tim Chaney used to do some of that, but the quarterbacks and mess with them. Yeah, you kind of get them rubbed up the right way.
That
got
mud.
some emu oil. You ever use some emu oil?
I use the emu oil to break my glove in.
Yeah, that emu oil is good stuff. Yeah.
You know what they do now to break a glove in? they've got a steam machine at the store.
Takes 12
And you
seconds,
just-
huh?
Yeah, you basically steam the thing for 10 minutes, then pound it with a hammer for 5
I thought you used mink oil.
I mean, there was all sorts of stuff. I used to spray shaving cream in my catcher's mitts.
Aragon oil.
Was the hair you never saw less hair in a catcher's mitt ever before than mine. We go into hour number 3 of halftime, and Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio joining us in about 20 minutes. We'll be wide open when we come right back at 877-377-6963. Stay with us. Halftime is right back.
When second's making a play, short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
At the screen, you have to protect yourself.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of showers, a few thunderstorms. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be into the lower 60s. Tonight, clouds and showers, an overnight low will drop down into the low 40s. And then mainly morning showers on Wednesday. A high will be into the low 50s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Expect to go score every time we touch the ball.
Touchdown, Arkansas.
ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Lights Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
You said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Name of one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones.
The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
And welcome back into halftime as we take you into our third hour today on a wet Tuesday, 1:01 in the afternoon. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Hall of Famer and Emmy Award winner Clay Henry, and then Christian Johnson as well, who hasn't won his award yet, but it's coming. I'm remembering to get that Emmy Award winner in there. It just takes a moment to remember this. Guys, there's an interesting... let's say, I guess you'd call this a bill. It is a bill. It's being introduced in Congress by Representative Michael Baumgartner, a Republican out of Washington State. It is called the Correcting Opportunity and Accountability in Collegiate Hiring Act, the Coach Act. And boy, this obviously is going to get it's going to get a heck of a lot of play in Congress right now. This is basically a rule that would be in place to where a college football coach would not be able to make any more than $200,000. Yeah, if I'm reading this correctly, basically trying to lower the amount of money that coaches are making because, well, they have the leverage more so than the schools do, and these buyouts, I think, are just astounding numbers that unfortunately some people get crossed up and think that the taxpayers are floating the money for that when they are not. I did see, though, it's like you remember when Jimbo got fired, and there was a week before at the Aggies home game, a ceremony where a $170 million check, one of those large checks, was handed over to the athletic department, and then they fired Jimbo Fisher the next week, and you basically figure out about half that money went right to Jimbo Fisher. I had seen that there is an unnamed donor at LSU that is going to pick up the hook for all of Brian Kelly's buyout, which I think was around $53 million. It's just that buyout is different because it's supposed to be paid out in $800,000 installments until the very end. And it's just nice to have, I guess it's nice to have billionaires who figure, you know what, I'll just go pay for somebody else's mistake.
Early retirement right there, man. That's wild.
But he's got to look for
mitigate.
Work. He's got to mitigate it at some point too. And I guess the going theory is that Brian Kelly will get hired by somebody somewhere.
Who would you rather have, Brian Kelly or Jimmy Franklin? No, I don't mean at Arkansas, but like if you're talking about coaches, two big-time jobs that got let go, I think both those coaches are revered. You know, I think they're in the upper crust of coaches. Which one would you rather have?
I mean, I guess I would go with Franklin, but yeah, I don't really. I think it's a difficult thing to kick around in my mind because I think.
Who do you think is going to have more success over the next decade?
It's going to depend on where it is that they go, but it's also the way that things ended at both places just happened so quickly. So, I mean, everything in this industry is going to be public too. I don't know. Things were totally falling apart at Penn State this year. I don't know if I view it the same way at LSU. I don't know. Here's the thing. From the things that I read about Brian Kelly, from some of the stuff that happened early in his tenure at Notre Dame, I do remember the story about the kid who, basically was forced to go up into the scissor lift, who was killed, and that was on Brian Kelly's watch. A lot of that stuff, it's just, I don't know. So a lot of the stuff about Kelly just seems to be very, very off-putting. And Franklin's got some of that stuff too, just I don't think as much. But I shouldn't base it upon who I think I would like better. Because either one of those coaches, I would assume, would come into Arkansas and be able to win. But I also see that they'd be coming from a place where they, had. Would you get the same resources, I guess is what I'm asking, at Arkansas that you would get at Penn State or LSU? You're probably
or Notre
not getting
Dame.
The same roster,
Yeah.
Or Notre Dame too.
Yeah, so I think you're dealing with apples and oranges. It's like how do you plug somebody in and you don't know. I think that it's that's what makes it so difficult, is that there is no way to know. I think the first thing that you would have to understand is how much money are they going to have? How much to to set a roster, because whatever they've been doing at Arkansas is not enough. And whether either one of those would want Arkansas is the real question, unless that money has changed as far as for NIL and revenue share. The Arkansas number isn't what Penn State, it isn't what Notre Dame, and it isn't what LSU. So those are the questions, not would you like to have those guys? Could you get them? That's the question.
I think Franklin would recruit better than Kelly at Arkansas, maybe in other places as well. What do you think, Matt? You asked the question. Who would you rather have?
Yeah, James Franklin, no question about it.
Me too.
And I agree with what you just said. I think he would recruit better. I think he relates a little bit better to today's player, to today's athlete.
He's got experience in the SEC. So does Kelly. So that's the check mark for both of those, which, I'm not sure. And
I trust, in whatever way they say, Clay, it's as far as trust, authentic. I think James Franklin's a little more authentic than Brian Kelly, and I think that goes a long way with kids.
Don't you think it just was bizarre when Brian Kelly,
yes,
his first 2 weeks in Baton Rouge, that he tried to speak the lingo? It's just like, don't do that. And that's the authentic part of it. Just be yourself. We know where you're from. You're not going to fool us. It's like, guys, I'm in the fly shop on Monday. That's my volunteer job. By the way, I think I'm probably the only person in the United States that won an Emmy Award on Saturday and worked at a fly shop on Monday.
That's an exclusive.
I'm the only one.
Exclusive group, yeah.
But it's where I was going with this is, so I'm in the fly shop and somebody comes in and, they're talking the talk. It's like, I've fished here, I've done this, I've done that, and after about 30 seconds, you just know they're full of crap.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They're trying to tell you how they're going to go out and catch it. It's like, okay, you want to know? I can tell you. I can tell you where to go and how or you can just go do it since you know so much. But it didn't take 30 seconds for any Cajun to understand that this guy's not one of us, and no matter how many times he says y'all and how many times he orders sweet tea, he's not one of us. Don't try to do that. And that's part of the reason why I say I would rather have Franklin.
Robert in Fort Smith has given us a call on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Hey, Robert, what's going on?
Oh, I'm in a great mood, Phil.
You're awake, though. I'm having trouble staying awake right now after trying to stay awake last night.
Are you surprised, too, that they don't postpone the baseball game another day when it goes like that? Has that ever happened? Like, if you're – they're just like, let's go get it. It's already been – tickets have been sold. Everything's done. We got to go. Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. Be like, we want everybody to be in the right frame of mind to play this huge game, but then that's also part of it.
Well, last night, I feel like that momentum shift finally, because I felt like the momentum was really Blue Jays' first game. And then we kind of settled down, but then when they came last night, they were ready to bring it right back. And I thought, oh, God, we're big losers. Big bad. We brought it back, so I'm hoping that long game. It's going to hurt us because, we got old guys. If they come back strong, but they're going to be tired. I just hope we got a little bit left in the bat. And Ohtani can throw about 7 innings. I think we can win, but it's going to be up to Ohtani throwing 7 or 8 and having some bats coming around as usual. But I don't know if we got anything.
Do you pitch to Ohtani again if you're the Blue Jays?
Maybe not in Los Angeles, but you could in Toronto. I feel like Toronto, because that's your home spot in the crowd and everything. That momentum may go your way, but no, I wouldn't pitch to him in Los Angeles right now. He's hot. He knows the field there.
Get a load of this. I see this. This is Ohtani's last 13 plate appearances at Dodger Stadium. 13 of them. Home run, walk, home run, double, home run, 4 intentional walks, and a walk.
Wow.
That's his last 13 plate appearances at the stadium they're playing in tonight.
Yeah, you don't want none of him right now.
No.
And, we'll see what happens. But I do feel like the Blue Jays screwed up when they sent that runner home with their big bat on deck. I think if they would have held out on that, I think he would have scored 2 runs. And they
Well,
would have won.
Vladdy should have got thrown out if it's a better throw. I think they got a little happy there because when Vladdy got in, they were like, okay, we'll make them make a mistake or whatever. But if the right fielder makes a better throw, that was on time. He just threw it offline.
I think that third base coach, Robert, made up his mind when he saw the ball off the bat. He's like, I'm scoring him. We're getting that run right now. And ended up making a great play in right field. That's how it goes. Robert, good to hear from you, man. I think you guys have the series. I'm not gonna tell you got it 100%, but I think it's moving over to your corner here.
You got your foot on their throat.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can go ahead and just kind of stamp them out if you want to.
John in Springdale will take us another break. Hey, John, thanks for calling. What's going on?
Hey, guys. I hope you're having a great afternoon. It's kind of dreary, but wow, what an exciting game last night at baseball. Ohtani, he's incredible, and I think he's going to be, I think, pitching tonight, if I understand correctly.
He sure is.
But that's incredible. I think Babe Ruth was like the last great home run hitting pitcher next to Ohtani. But I called to talk about the basketball game last night, and in particular the freshmen, and what kind of players you think they are, and your assessment of this team so far. I didn't get tuned in until later on, so I'm sure you've covered this already, but if you wouldn't mind, be a sport and kind of tell me what your thoughts are on this team and the freshmen that are coming in and just how they're clicking so far and how they're looking. I'm just thoroughly impressed, and I'll hang out and get you guys' thoughts, and have a great day.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Well, it's a team, I don't know if you say like led by the young guys, but the leading scorers in the 2 games are 2 freshman guards, Malik Thomas and Darius Akoff. And their shooting numbers are good. They're getting to the cup. They defended well, especially last night. I know they defended really well against Cincinnati, but second half last night, that stands out. It's just, and I think Matt's point here, and he's called the exhibition games open gym. And I think that's an accurate term for games of this nature, because it does seem to be more about.
Hey, the refs are practicing too. Like everybody's kind of sharpening your skills a little bit, and that's what open gym is, and that's what is. Hey, I want to get everybody some minutes. I want teaching moments, and so when you're going back and watching film, and the thing too, Phil and Clay, y'all both know this. In that locker room, the guys know who are the guys. Like the dudes know, if you're in this rotation or not. Like it's not that like the locker, you have a sense of where you are in the pecking order.
There are no surprises when the coach fills out the lineup.
Right.
He's been filling it out in practice because you know who you're practicing with. If you're there's a first team and a second team. You know where you sit.
And when you trust your teammate, and that's what I'm hearing, Clay, and this is something I would say about last year's team too, but if you trust your teammates, they do make the extra pass. If you believe in them and you have each other, like you're in it together, man, he's wide open. He's an uncontested. Every time we're going to throw it to the guy that's uncontested because we're going to make more of those shots.
You and Pringle are both capable of doing that. And Ewan made a pass to Billy Richmond where he knew where Billy was the whole time and looked the defense away and then zipped it cross court. It was an easy 3. This team has the capability of playing a lot of different ways. And, of course, Penny Hardaway spoke on that last night. He says, we're rolling along, and all at once they went small and the game got away from us. That's not exactly how he said it, but that's what he meant, is that they did something and all at once the game changed. And then, they went big again in the second half. But they have guys that can play a lot of positions. They're because of their length. They're just incredibly long players. They're going to be fun to watch. And in almost every game, Matt, I think they're going to be the most talented team on the floor.
I would agree with it. I would agree with that, with the athletic ability. And I asked, we had Aaron Torres on the other day, and I wanted to ask about these freshmen because when I think of UConn's team that won the national title, they were led. They weren't necessarily led, but they had a freshman in Stephen Castle who was the number 4 overall
Key
pick.
guy.
He was
Key
the
guy.
best athlete as a true freshman.
Yeah.
I look back at Duke's team, and this is where I was thinking of Carter Knox. Justice Winslow on the Duke team that won a national, he was a true freshman, but he was the best athlete on the floor. And is that what you're seeing with these freshman guards? Is they are the best athletes out there?
So Thomas is that rare individual in that he is a really good athlete, but he also has high basketball IQ. He makes plays that freshmen don't normally make. And he doesn't play the same position as Carmelo Anthony, but he's that kind of player.
Like a point forward, a small forward that can do it.
He can play the 2 or the 3 just as easily, and he can do that on defense. He understands. He made a defensive play where he left his man and went and made a steal for a dunk at the other end, and it's just like a freshman made that play. And I tell you, somebody that he reminds me of, but he's much better foot athlete, is Scotty Thurman. As a freshman, made big plays, big IQ plays. Okay, I'm pulling up, and I'm going to shoot this one from 30 feet. And where did that come from? Well, he knew what kind of flow he was in. And, I mean, every time he did that, he made them. I mean, he made those kind of big shots. And this guy, I mean, he's going down the floor, and he's not quite to the three-point line, and he's just going to pull it up and shoot it. And you could see Coach Cal's kind of like, okay, I'm going to let you do that because you are Malik Thomas.
Who was that kid that went to he went out west to Gonzaga? Khalif Battle, right? That's that makes me think of when Coach Muss would be like, and you're like, no, Khalif, hang on, hang on. So you're saying this kid can actually make them?
Oh, it's such a pure shot. I mean, it comes in and it doesn't touch anything. So his shot, the way he gets it off, how quick it is, kind of reminds me a little of Gennaro Pargo. But he's bigger and longer than Pargo was. Pargo played a long time.
12, 13 years as a role player,
yeah.
He one of the best. So I got to be around Pargo for a little bit when I was a true freshman and went over there and played in a handful of games. And Clay, I've seen Pargo just sit there and make 20 in a row, like he's just dropping it in the hoop from 2 feet away, and he's 28 foot away.
Yeah, and it comes down and nothing moves.
Mm-hmm.
The IQ of a Pargo, I mean, he just would make the right play at the right time. Not always scoring. I mean, he didn't have to just be a scorer, but this guy looks like he understands the game and does not look like a freshman. Now, we've just seen 2 games, but it's already been 2 really high-level performances, and it's pretty clear that his teammates know what he can do. They've seen it. It's like you said, Matt. There's not a surprise. Mm-hmm. These guys, they've seen 40, 50 days of practice. It's like, okay, that's why he's a McDonald All-American and rated number 2 overall.
Hey, I want you to remember the name Crabtree RV Center. If you're thinking about big plans for your family over the next summer, any other time, big adventures, you can always get it done at Crabtree RV, where they've been serving our listening audience for over 75 years in counting. You'll always get the best RV purchasing experience at Crabtree. There's personalized financing, top-of-the-line parts and service department on site. So choose from one of the largest selections available in Arkansas and know that you're working with top-of-the-line sales and service teams. Fall is here. Not too late. Let Crabtree RV get you started on your next adventure. They're at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma and online at crabtreerv.com. Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio joining Halftime in just a moment. Stay with us.
Text the Lewis Automotive. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-1300. 3936. 18-month same-as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care.
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah. We just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, obviously. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure. Did you ask for it? No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. You're welcome.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Neil Young is getting old, searching for a heart of gold. His only #1 song is the #1 thing most people get wrong. We tend to think we're as good as gold, but in Jeremiah 17:9 it's told, the human heart is desperately wicked right from the start. The Holy Spirit will rip you apart, but then give you a new heart. Mine for the treasure of Jesus written in the scrolls. Otherwise, you're chasing fool's gold. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope. Yellow flowers of yellow green, showering over your head. Look for the girl with the sun in her eyes, and she's gone. See the sky. Let's see the sky. Let's see the sky. Down to a bridge by a fountain, a
The rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend, Matt Jones.
We are working on Bill King. As I usually get him on a Tuesday about this time. We went a little long in the last segment. I was listening to Bill earlier this morning on Nashville Sports Radio, and it was talking about maybe Texas A&M is in the place where we were wondering if they would ever get to. Where, I mean, that's a huge school, massive resources. They've never had the kind of success that goes along with a school of that size. And I kind of feel the same way about A&M that you feel about Georgia. Look, I understand Texas is also in the SEC. There's a lot of other universities around A&M that also play high-level collegiate athletics. But I feel about them the same way about Georgia. There's a lot of athletes around you. There's tons of money. There's no reason why you shouldn't be successful unless you just make bad hires and the wrong coach. I think they get the right guy right now in Mike Elko.
Well, and that's a defensive coach, and you got to have some grittiness, and that's what you were just talking about, the L.A. Dodgers. You know, a lot of times when you – and who knows, 18, 19-year-old kids get $1 million, sometimes their work ethic changes a little bit. They're that young where you look at guys like the Dodgers, like a Freddie Freeman, like a Mookie Betts, guys that go out there and grind, and they're just multi-millionaires. It's because they love the game.
Do you think a defensive coach is going to work at Arkansas? Who was the last defensive coach to be hired here?
It doesn't mean that you have to be an Iowa defensive coach where you're trying to win every game 12-7, but you have to love it. Houston Nutt loved defense. You have to love. I think we got Mr. King.
So let's go to Bill King here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Bill, obviously you must have. Did you stay up for all 18 innings? Do you watch the World Series? And then you had a morning show to host, so you must have just been asleep for a moment.
I'm a Dodger fan. I don't watch. I watched the first inning. I think they were up 1-0, and then I woke up at 4 to see what happened.
It's tough to stay up until 2 a.m. when you got to be on the air at 6. That's for sure. But it was mainly disinterest. I just didn't want to sit through it. Well, you'll sit through almost any good college football game right now. And
I'll sit through a bad college football game.
The other day I was thinking Marcel Reed could be the Heisman front runner. I don't know what Jeremiah Smith, the receiver at Ohio State, his numbers are this year. Maybe Pavia at Vanderbilt. Give me your top 2 or 3 lists for the Heisman front runners right now, Bill.
Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia,
Those
probably.
two, okay.
I don't vote it. I didn't vote anymore, but that's probably what I would do right now.
I'm not looking at statistics here with Pavia or anything, but what is it about Pavia specifically? Because I'm looking at numbers. I wonder if numbers are enough for him, or is it a matter of just getting Vanderbilt to that place? And with Mendoza, there's the numbers that also go along with getting Indiana to that place.
Yeah, Pavia's not going to win it, and I'm probably biased because I live right here, but Pavia's strength is he's got a heart bigger than any heart you've ever seen. He's maybe 5'10", guys. I don't know what they listed. He might be 5'10", and he's got a solid arm, but he's a competitor.
Is he like a Connor Shaw? You remember Connor Shaw at South Carolina? Would you kind of compare, because kind of scrappy, maybe a Stetson Bennett at Georgia? Who is a comp that he would remind you of?
I would say Connor Shaw more, because they're really tough. Now, I'm not saying Stetson Bennett's not tough, but Stetson was faster than people thought. But he wasn't a collision guy. Pavia is like Scatterboo before this injury. He'd run into 10 feet of brick wall, doesn't care, and pops right up like that was fun. That's his game. Let me put it this way, guys. And not that there's any modern history, but if you took Vanderbilt football back 100 years ago when they actually were a power in the 1920s, and you wrote 10 pages on Vanderbilt's history, Pavia would have to be in there somewhere. He's a generational player for that program.
So, I mean, I heard you talking about this on your show earlier today. The idea of, well, Vandy's got the program in a specific spot. Well, they've done this with Diego Pavia last year and this year they've taken a huge jump. It matters on what happens moving forward. And Pavia said he's not interested in another year. But they are battling Georgia potentially for one of the top quarterback recruits in the country, a kid that they just hosted who is a Georgia commit. But is there real worry amongst Georgia that potentially this kid could flip to Vanderbilt? Like that, to me, if it tells you where you are right now, is that Vanderbilt has a chance maybe to flip a top quarterback recruit who's already committed to UGA.
Yeah, he's from Nashville Christian, right here, Jared Curtis. He's been starting since his freshman year. He's about 6'4", 230. He's got everything you could possibly want. I don't think he's going to flip. His head coach played at Vanderbilt early. DiNardo. Matter of fact, first quarterback DiNardo started at Vanderbilt early 90s. And he was going there. It was kind of where a senior tails a coach or somebody out. And I think it was a courtesy thing, but I don't think there's any chance he flips.
Oh, all right. Vanderbilt, Texas. Vandy has to go on the road. Texas, I thought Mississippi State was going to win that one. I think Phil told me that 429 straight games where a team has been up 17 points with 10 minutes to go in the SEC, that team has won. So I was surprised at that. Does Texas kind of derail Vanderbilt? I mean, it's on the road. It's probably Vanderbilt's toughest game so far this year.
I think it's going to be, other than the Alabama game that they lost, but I think it's going to be a grinder like the Missouri game. Texas is still salty on defense. Their offense is where they're still trying to identify themselves. And Vanderbilt is, I was talking about this earlier, guys, Vanderbilt is as good on the line of scrimmage. And nobody thinks about them this way as any team in the conference. They are physically and strength-wise, ability-wise, as good as any team on the lines of scrimmage, either way, O-line or D-line. And Pavia is a difference maker. It's going to take some benevolence for Texas to win. I think Texas is actually a slight favorite. I believe you guys could check me, like 1.5. But Vanderbilt's the better team.
So Phil and I were talking a little bit about this, and it not necessarily being the Arkansas next head football coach, but if you're a program and you need a new coach, and it's Brian Kelly and it's James Franklin, which one of those guys are you taking to lead your program?
Boy, yeah, that's tough. That's a very good question. Where am I? Am I short in recruiting or on the field? If I'm short recruiting, I'm going with James Franklin. No question. If it's developing, even though Brian perhaps could be critiqued for that, but he historically is a very good developer. So if it's developing and making decisions like that, I'm going with Brian Kelly. So it depends on exactly what ails the programs. The number one slot, what ails the program. The negatives would be James is real stubborn with the offense. He meddles with the coordinator. It turns into a fight. The coordinator leaves, and you bring the next guy in. Brian Kelly's issue is he's impersonal. He rubs people wrong. Everybody hates him, and it ends up a real toxic environment.
Well, Bill, there's like a joke that goes, we're all laughing about it, but just look at the stories that are coming out after he was fired. It's like people have been sitting on a story about Brian Kelly until that moment, and it has come from every angle. You didn't see that about James Franklin. Now, I don't know if that has much to do about, are you going to hire a guy? But you saw it on display in his last game as the LSU coach. I mean, he's berating coaches. He's berating players. It just was an incredibly awkward thing to watch. And I just wonder how that plays out as you look for a job moving forward.
The problem is, and you and I just exchanged messages earlier, it's a diluted market. There aren't many schools that are going to get some established coach. Matter of fact, there are about 2 of them are going to get an established coach. And then from there on, you're reaching. Now, that doesn't mean reaching means failing, but you're gambling a little bit more. And that's where we're at. And guys, this diluted market, which I believe is 10, they're not done. There's probably a bunch more happening before we finish up late November.
Rhett Lashley, next head football coach at LSU?
It might come. I think he'd have to take that job. That's LSU is one of the golden opportunities out there. Florida, Penn State. But if they did approach him, he'd go. Yeah, and now everybody, well, Florida and LSU both want Lane Kiffin, and Jimmy Sexton is the agent there, and Jimmy's going to get a lot of money either way, and he's going to maybe get more money from Ole Miss, but that's the number one target. If that doesn't work out for either or one, then who knows? But Lashley, I think, is probably ready for that next jump.
Last thing, and then we'll let you go here because we're on a 7-week streak of head coach firings. Who's next? And is it the loser of Auburn versus Kentucky Saturday?
I don't think Kentucky can do anything. The buyout's so big. I think the body language is they don't want to do anything. I think Stoops is miserable. He'd love to get out of there, but he's not going to give it up for free. I don't know that anything happens there. You would think something would have already happened with Mike Norvell. They're scared because of the buyout. And apparently Luke Fickell, they've told him we're just going to spend the money and try and buy players and help it, which is not going to work out. I'm not sure we get one this weekend, guys. I know we're all disappointed, but I don't think anything happens.
I tell you never to mess with a streak, so I'll just leave it there. Bill, always appreciate you. Thanks for calling us back, and we'll be listening on WNSR.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Bill King, Nashville Sports Radio, hosting 6 to 9 on WNSR Monday through Friday. Gives us some of his time Tuesdays here on Halftime. Hey, remember to check out Walker Brothers to get ready for fall clothing. The air is crisp, and you are headed up to the hill for football. They got a tailgate, maybe watching from the patio. Walker Brothers has you covered for every moment of game day with all the big names: Curlytail, Johnny O, Peter Millar, Sunday Red, Roback, and Grayson, all in Northwest Arkansas. You do not have to go online and wait for shipping. Just find Walker Brothers 2 locations in Northwest Arkansas, in Fayetteville or Rogers. Just walk in, try it on, and walk out ready to call the Hogs. Sharp polos, lightweight vests, and those performance hoodies that are perfect for layering when you get that cool breeze rolling through Razorback Stadium. When the final whistle blows and it's time for dinner or a night out, Walker Brothers still has you covered with brands like Filson, Barbour, Stio, Zegna, and Faraday. Pieces built for cooler weather, mixing rugged comfort and refined style. So whether it's game day, on campus, or a date night downtown, Walker Brothers is your local spot for elevated style from kickoff to last call. Find Walker Brothers in Fayetteville and Rogers, or Bowman's in Little Rock. It's where Razorback fans shop to look their best. Your life, your style, your store. Back in just a moment. This is Halftime.
Tired of saying could have, should have, would have. That's why we ain't good enough yet, because we're saying could have and they ain't.
This is Halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible.
overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. You're invited to an open house hosted by Sharp Equipment, and it's 100% free. On Friday, October 24th from 11 to 1 p.m., they're throwing an open house party to showcase their new facility and services for their amazing customers and community. So come hungry, bring your friends, and get ready for good eats, giveaways, and an opportunity to donate to support the community holiday dinners. Chambers Bank will be grilling out, and they will be there live. They'd love for you to join them at Sharp Equipment, 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren, on Friday, October 24th from 11 to 1.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. How do you know what actually works? With a 4.9-star rating from over 1.7 million client reviews, you're in good hands with BetterHelp. Talk with real qualified therapists, not AI. Wellness shouldn't be overwhelming, and therapists can help figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a screen detox. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/score for 10% off your first month. This is an ad by BetterHelp. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. How do you know what actually works? With a 4.9-star rating from over 1.7 million client reviews, you're in good hands with BetterHelp. Talk with real qualified therapists, not AI. Wellness shouldn't be overwhelming, and therapists can help figure out what's best for you. And yeah, it might involve a screen detox. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/score for 10% off your first month.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? I know everyone's watching. Why don't we do it in the road?
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, C Unit. We did it yesterday. Try it one more time. Name me the 4 Beatles, please.
George Harrison, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and John Lennon.
He wanted to say Eric Clapton.
He sounded annoyed that he got asked the question.
No,
well, he came in with great confidence.
I have to say it fast and really like matter of fact, so I don't forget.
I thought you were going to throw Bruce Springsteen in there.
Bro, the boss.
Well, he's definitely one of the Beatles, along with Clapton and Don Henley and Glenn Frey, right?
And Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, and Janis Joplin too. They were all part of the Beatles.
Wasn't Glenn Campbell in there too?
That's right.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
That's right. That's exactly right. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline.
They rivaled Chicago for most band members. The Beatles.
It's a supergroup.
Yeah,
literally. Everything about a supergroup. Though the thing about Chicago is the only band member I remember knowing was Peter Cetera. So what's just too super about that? I guess I just need to know the names.
Well, they had like 17. Anybody out there that's seen the movie Clear History? It's a Larry David movie, but there's a couple Chicago jokes in there, and it's
every album of theirs was just a number. It was like a Super Bowl.
25-6-4.
They must have realized, because they used to do the Chicago did their albums with Roman numerals the same way that the Super Bowl
and the Zeppelin did. Their first 4 albums. Yeah.
So what came first, the Super Bowl Roman numerals or Chicago and Zeppelin Super Bowl numerals? And who was copying who? Zeppelin's got to be huge football fans, but I'm not quite sure how much into the NFL they would have been in the late 60s. Chicago, though, with the Bears? Absolutely.
Robert Plant, so you know how I know just weird soccer facts. Robert Plant's a Wolverhampton Wolves fan who is in the Premier League right now, which they're going to get relegated to the championship, but he loves Wolverhampton. Sir Elton John, Watford. He's a Watford fan.
What's Clapton's favorite team?
I don't know Clapton's favorite team, and
What
I'm
about
sorry I
McCartney?
let you down. Well, they're Liverpoolian. They're Liverpools.
Are they Liverpudlian? Are they a Pudlian?
Liverpoolians.
I think you're supposed to be called the Liverpudlian when you live there.
Hooligans. The Merseyside Derby.
I've always wanted to be a Pudlian. There are no Pudlians in the United States. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Publians, just not Pudlians. That's right.
What's your team, Matt?
Liverpool.
Okay, same as me.
He's a Beatles fan, so he had no other choice.
That's when I got into it. Yeah.
Matt is an honorary Liverpudlian.
Steven Gerrard still played for him when I got into it. Brendan Rodgers was their coach, so I don't know. I know that's but whenever I got domestic, because I liked international soccer from 2006, but then I started getting domestic soccer about 2010, 2000. You remember when Luis Suarez bit homie from Italy and got suspended a little bit in the World Cup? He was on Liverpool and got traded. That's the first year I started watching domestic soccer.
I've disappointed our friend Chris in Springdale because I did not know Terry Kath, who is a member of Chicago. But look, did Terry Kath sing a bunch of love songs that made it to Karate Kid in the 80s? If he didn't, I don't want to know him right now. I just want to know Peter Cetera.
Oh, boy.
Sorry for disappointing you, Chris. Yeah. But now I know who Terry Kath is, and I'll look it up a little bit more, okay? 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Hey, help us with the with No Shave November. I'm thinking about doing this. We get to October 31st at midnight, I'm going to shave. I'll go the rest of the month of all of November just growing it all out.
You get grungy quick.
Yeah, you could actually watch my facial hair grow if you sit there with me long enough.
I mean, if you do a double header, even if it's just 2 7-inning games, it's like there's a different feel.
Right, I've got to introduce
when he comes out of that
the third member of the radio booth, which is my beard, which keeps scratching into the microphone over and over again.
I shaved yesterday. Well, how do you think I feel?
I mean, I can tell. It's so obvious that you shaved. Well, help us with No Shave November and the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation. You can go online to join the challenge at arprostatecancer.org, and we're going to be raising money all month long for the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation. We'll be back in a moment. Wrap up the show. This is Halftime.
Fired up. Let's go.
What are you fired up about?
Life, the football, the media, the press, the fans, the world, my wife, my family, my grandkids, everything, you name it.
This is Halftime.
The Brew Credit. Attention truck enthusiasts, it's Truck Month at Rhodes Chevrolet, and we're revving up the savings. Right now, get behind the wheel of a powerful new Chevy 1500 pickup with interest rates as low as 2.9%. That's right, 2.9% on select new 1500 models. Whether you need a workhorse for the job site or a smooth ride for the family, we've got the perfect truck for you. Don't miss this chance to drive home in America's favorite pickup. Stop in today at Rhodes Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
The grand reopening sale at Harry Robinson Saddle Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddle. Troy, you've been mentioning, you don't have to have perfect credit to get this deal on the Ford F-150s. $10,000 in savings and 3.9% for 72 months.
Yes, Tommy, I have literally gotten so many people approved that are less than a 600 credit score on new F-150s at 72 months at 3.9% financing. Right now really is the time to buy. And I mean, Harry Robinson, Salasol Ford, the grand reopening sales event. Flags are flying. People are buying. We got manager specials. We got 10 grand off F-150s. We've got the biggest inventory that we've had since opening day. You know, this is an exciting thing. Me and you've been doing this a long time. We brought over inventory from our Fort Smith location to add here. This is the most inventory that we've ever had on the lot.
Plus, take a test drive and you could win a Cadillac they're giving away this weekend as well. Harry Robinson, Salasol Ford, the grand reopening sale. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salasol.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Oh, yeah. She's well acquainted with the touch of the velvet hand, like a lizard on a window pane. The man in the crowd with the multicolored mirrors on his hobnail boots, lying with his eyes while his hands are busy working overtime. A soap impression of his wife, which he ate and donated to the National Trust.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Looks like Arkansas regained a commit for the 2026 season. Ari Slocum is back in the fold as an Arkansas commit. He had decommitted after Sam was let go, and now he is a commit. He's a defensive lineman, stands 6'3", 315, and back to be a Razorback, I guess, next year.
What happens tonight? Game 4, World Series. Only question I have for you guys, besides who wins tonight, does Shohei Ohtani give up more home runs or hit more home runs tonight?
Well, you got to be pitched to hit a home run.
That's true.
But then on the other hand, you got to give something up for the other team to hit a home run as well. So I don't think he'll allow one. How about that?
You got the Dodgers winning tonight?
I do have the Dodgers winning tonight. Me too. I think the Blue Jays are beat up. I don't think you'll see Springer again. I think Ohtani's better than Bieber. But I am interested to see what it's like for him to pitch after getting 9 plate appearances yesterday. But I do.
Well,
think
but he didn't really get 9 plate appearances. There were a bunch of them. There was a bunch of them where he just got to stand on first.
That's true, but there's still.
But that takes something out of you.
But after that, you still are on the bases, and there's still an amount.
Ball game.
Yeah, there's still an amount of focus that has to go into it, and that to me will be the most interesting aspect. Is for somebody that was part of a game that ended, I guess, at midnight or right around midnight Pacific time, and he's going to be the starting pitcher, 16 or 18 hours later? But he's amazing to watch, no matter what it is he's doing. So I just hope I can stay up for it. Like that to me is the more thing. Can I actually make it through this entire game? And hopefully it's just 9 innings.
So this
Let's
is
not
what you do,
again.
Phil. You have to be a KG veteran. So sometime around 3, just close your eyes. Well, you have to go get the kids, right?
I got stuff with the kids. I got football to get ready for. I got a basketball game in a week. I got to get prepped for that and everything. It's just going to be a well-timed.
Can you close your eyes for an hour?
Maybe for like 10 minutes, but it's going to have to be a well-timed cup of coffee of just the right size so that I'm not, not awake until 2 in the morning again for a game that ended at 10. So we'll just see how I show up tomorrow, Matt. You may have those bleary eyes. Who knows?
I got Toronto 5-3.
Really? You're going in the Shane Bieber direction.
I think that lag, just the amount of time and all. Not that it's advantage Toronto, but I think they tie.
They're
it up.
scrappy.
I think they tie it up.
They're pretty scrappy.
Game. Yep.
They've got some. Did you say some dogs? They're not just Blue Jays.
But
they're not.
I think Matt hit on something too a little there because I think the hitters will be a little bit off. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I hope the Blue Jays win, Matt, because that's another step towards a 7-game series. Hey, we'll talk about more of this tomorrow, and, of course, tomorrow as well, we'll have Grant Hall. We'll have award winner, Hall of Famer, Clay Henry with us, too, and anything else you want to get to. So, Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast ready to go. Ruskin and Zach are, too. And for Clay, Matt, and the unit, I'm Phil. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high-dose